Good morning, girl. Where are you at? Foxy.
Here I go.
Good morning, girl. Where are you at? Turn your volume over there down, girl. Turn it down. Turn it down.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to cut my. Okay. I have my the phone on the one I'm chatting in.
Child, I'm like, where's she at?
I did.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, world. Good morning, sunshines. Hey, Foxy. Hey, girl.
Hey, organized. You're looking
Welcome
all too glory.
girl, you already know I've been living my best life over in Cancun, doing all of the things. Look, this right here is driving me crazy right now. This is the byproduct of wearing I wear this little headband to try to keep my edges intact. And I wore it when I was walking. Child. So like the real version of me is this color and the Cancun version is this color. It
Girl,
is. I need to sit in the backyard and try to make it get caught up.
right.
Yeah, I'm not putting no foundation on because that's too much. I don't have time.
No, you'll be super, it'll be sweaty, it'll be dripping down. It'll be like, wait
I
a minute,
remember
what?
one time I went to go get foundation. I think I might have got it in the wintertime. And then when the summertime came, the wintertime foundation didn't match the summertime version of me.
No.
I was like, it's just too much. It's too
You
much.
got, it's just so weird because you always got to go darker with your
Right.
foundation in the summertime.
You need
Even
like
when I get mine, I have to go darker.
You need like 2 or 3 because you got summer, you got fall and spring where you a different version, and then you got winter where you your lighter version.
Right, so you always need like 3 colors. I usually go like I used to do like the one color, then a little bit darker, then a darker one. So that's how you have to go.
See, that's too. My brain can't calculate. My brain,
I'm drinking. Good morning, you two. I'm drinking my tea out my fancy.
All right, mug. I see your mug, girl. What it say? I can't see it.
Wait a minute. You know me and this daggone camera. There we go. Fancy.
All right, fancy. Hey, fancy mug. Hey, girl. Hey.
And I'm drinking my green tea with pomegranate because I have decided that I'm going to go on a you know me. I'm thinking I'm doing
I was about
a diet.
to say, girl, what? What now? What now, Foxy? What you decided you about to do what, Foxy?
Go on a slight diet because I was.
Wait, what's a slight diet? What is a slight diet, girl?
Well, a slight diet is that I'm just gonna cut out certain things. I'm just gonna eat a little bit more vegetables before we go because I figured I have like a month starting from today before I hit on that plane. And when I tried it on my clothes, I'm like, so the other day, your girl was fast. I had on my little shorts with my little top on. It was showing the little stomach. I was like, you know what? I don't give a damn. I think I look good. So that shit was just out. I was like, I ain't trying to tighten nothing up. And then, then all these advertisements on TV. Have you heard this thing called B flat? It's supposed to be some type of cream you put on your stomach, supposed to automatically shrink your stomach. I'm like,
no, ma'am, don't do that. Don't do that. Listen. I am a living testament of all of the things that shit don't work.
I'm not gonna get that because I was just like, what is it advertising this for? Oh, my husband noticed my change in like 6 days. I was like, girl, that ain't nothing. Girl, I would do the old school saran wrap and sweat that shit down for a minute like they used to do.
Exactly. Like, girl, bye. No.
No, I just feel like that right now. I just need to eat a little healthy. So I was talking to Tyrone. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna cut certain meats out. So as of today, I'm not eating no more beef.
Fix that.
I'm eating no more beef. You and your size. Oh yeah, that's right. You're supposed to be on that side.
Right, I gotta be on the right side of the screen, girl. I was like, wait a minute. How we get here?
I don't know. And then I decided that I'm not going to eat beef anymore. So that's going to be a challenge for me because, every now and again, I've got to get a hamburger or something like that. Then I say, well, maybe it's just probably me, period. So I'm just going to stick with maybe this grilled chicken. Every now and again, I'm going to have to give me a fried piece of chicken, but I'm going to cut everything else out and I'm going to get more vegetables. And I like fish, but I'm not a fish. Like I can eat salmon, but I don't really care for it. It's like, so I might just find, I don't know. I'm just gonna cut some stuff out, and I think I was feeling heavy, and I'm like, so I'm gonna have to detox. I'm detoxing, and I hate detoxing because when you detox, it's so hard. You be at work, be like, oh my god. So today start my detox. Actually, I'm drinking a detox tea, 1 in the morning, right before you go to bed, and then in between, I just do some vegetables and just eat light. If I eat some chicken, I'm just gonna eat light and just get more vegetables in me. So I'm gonna see how this works. I was gonna do that smoothie, but it's so hard. I hate that thing. So I'm trying. You know me, I'll be like, and me and counting calories, cause my loser I'll be like, can you come put your shit in? I'm like, I don't want to. I can't remember. I'm like, so I'm not good at counting calories. So I know how I need to do. So when I did the detox with the smoothies, I did much better. It was easier for me because I knew what smoothies I could eat, and then when I incorporated like the food in there, because I still got her book and I still think it works. So I just have to go through it. So I'm just gonna start today.
What
I don't know.
book? What book?
JJ Smith. Remember she did the
Oh yeah, the sheet of kidney liver
yeah.
something.
I'm not bad at liver focus and none of that. I'm just gonna follow the smoothie things. I don't know about none of that. I have to do more research on that. I'm kind of nervous, but I just figure if you just eat right, and Lord knows I ain't going to the gym. I might start, but it's too hot to be outside walking. So I will hula hoop my ass off in my house though, because I got my weighted hula hoop. So I'm on a mission. So don't hold me to YouTube. Don't hold me to it because I know me and I'm being truthfully and keep.
I know
Well,
you. That's when I asked you what a slight diet was. I was like, okay, what's this version of this diet?
right,
Like, girl,
I'm not, and you know what? Like I tell everybody, you too. You got as long as you in my brain, that's what I'm doing, and I might feel good, but like, wait a minute, my clothes fit a little different. That might be me. So hey, long as I feel good about myself, I don't care.
absolutely,
And that's what
absolutely.
people need to, and that's what this is all about. I'm looking to see if anybody else has dropped in on us, but it's just
No,
two
we
of us.
might be here by ourselves, girl. It's early Sunday morning,
They like
so
what? They like
yeah.
what? They supposed to
I
replay,
mean,
hey, replay game.
I know. Replay gang. Leave us a comment. Tell us some things. We are
But
women
you
of a certain age out here, doing what we do, just talking, chit chatting about life, being OGs. Are we OGs or are we like triple OGs? What age do you become an OG? Is it 40, 50?
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was when you become, I don't know, 50.
Let's
Well,
Google.
let
Let me
me
see.
just like
I'm about to Google.
Google.
At what age do you
Become
become
OG.
an OG? OG as being used here as old guard. I thought it was
Oh
original
God.
gangster.
Oh God.
Okay,
What?
wait. This is the Urban Dictionary.
Original gangster.
Young, young man who's wise beyond his years.
Yeah, I mean that's could be an OG when you just wise behind your years. You know stuff.
Yeah, but that's not how we use the word OG.
No, we use the word OG is because somebody that's been around, and we was
Our
original
OG, yeah, our OG is original gangster.
gangsters. So we the
But
original gangsters of what's going on.
we
So
use it
we
for when we get older, though, like the
yeah,
older, wiser.
right. So we the original people who did all of the things, and now the younger in generations doing all the things now, like everybody, like the younger kids, like, oh my God, they just discovering Michael Jackson. They like, who is they love him. Like, yeah, so stuff like that. We just setting the tone. Hopefully we setting some good examples.
I think we become OGs. Like when I was younger, I thought 40 was old. So I think somewhere between late 30s to 40s is when the young
Yeah,
people consider you old.
right.
So I think
They
that's when
do.
you're OG. Like my daughter was talking about my niece's age. She's almost 30. She was like, she almost 30 years old. I was like, oh, I guess she old.
I
So
mean,
somewhere
when you
between
get out
30
your
and 40.
20s, when you get out your 20s, you should be your life should be turning a different path. You
Yeah.
did all the bullshit in your 20s, your
That's not
30s, you getting all the ramifications for all the bullshit you did in your 20s, and then when you get 40, you be like, damn, why I do that shit in 20? So,
some of us are in their 50s and we still do goofy shit.
well, I don't know, but yeah, your goofy shit was cracking me up, especially with the oh my god, that story time. I thought I was gonna die.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, you
I'm
know.
waiting. I tell you, Tyrone said he forgot to tell you that he was gonna say, Keisha, you've been gone for so long, you need to get your citizenship back.
Listen, YouTube. I'm gonna tell y'all about my trip one day. I got a story about Alan. We
Was
we
it
don't
like Alan for real?
have yes, We just gonna leave it at Alan. Alan and the Alanisms of it all.
Oh my
Alan,
God.
y'all,
That one was
y'all,
a whole vibe.
child, listen here. All right, so listen, Foxy, it's been about 15 minutes. We
Okay.
probably won't get any visitors today, and that's fine.
Okay,
So
that's
we're gonna
good.
get into the things, you guys.
Okay.
So I'm organized chaos. This is my homegirl, Foxy. We are from the big D, as in Detroit, not Dallas. Detroit. We hold it
Detroit.
down for the
And
D.
and make sure you pronounce it right. It's not Detroit. It's Detroit.
It's Detroit. That's what Mason say.
Yeah, he just
Detroit
said
basketball.
Detroit. So
Mhm.
everybody said different. Detroit, but just know we say we're
Detroit.
from the D.
We from the D. We from the D, the one with the pretty English D symbol.
Oh yeah,
We
we
have
gotta
the
find one
worst.
of those symbols to
We
put
have
one
the
up.
worst football team in the world. Our football team is trash.
It might be good
Lions
this
are
year.
trash.
It's
Huh?
good this year. It's good this year.
I don't know nothing about none of the sports though. So I'm a baby of when the Pistons swept and then we
Oh
went
my
up.
God.
Child, when the bad boys was the Pistons, I remember that. Everything after that, I really don't care. I don't care. I don't care about none of the things. Um, so yeah, so we are women of a certain age, you guys. And we like to just come up here and chit chat about some of the things that women of a certain age may be going through or experiencing in life. And today, so we had I recently got a colonoscopy.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
show you. I'm gonna share my my summary of that with y'all later.
Ooh,
And
yeah, I
so
gotta
then I
get
text Foxy and like we should talk about colonoscopies. And then we had already wanted to talk about menopause. And so we're gonna put all of that stuff together today in the same box in the category. And especially with what just happened with Roe v. Wade, I feel
oh my
like this is
God.
like a perfect time to talk about Black women's health because it's about to get worse out here in these streets for Black women, especially poor Black women. Like,
Yes.
yeah, it's about to be bad because
Yeah,
Roe v. Wade is bigger than just the abortion issue. Roe v.
it
Wade,
is.
like, we have clinics that service poor and low income citizens, right? Those clinics are also abortion clinics. Those clinics are under attack. Not in all states. I think our governor is trying to protect those
Yeah.
rights, but
Because
in
it's
those
not all of
red states, they're
right.
like, shut them down, shut them down. If you shut down all of the clinics, where do these poor women go?
But
Where
it's
do
not
poor
all
women
about the having an abortion. They go there for
go?
their health care, to get the checkups for the prenatal stuff, the stuff if they want to keep the baby. They still it's a clinic for them to go and be healthy, get all their tests and all that kind of stuff. That's what those clinics are for. And they didn't look at that bigger picture like, okay, so tell them, okay, you can't do abortions, but you can still do all the good stuff to help them. And now what I'm afraid of is that what about the young girls who go do them backyard, grandma going to the basement in the back alley? It's about to be bad. And
I
these young
feel
girls
like
go get
I feel like they looked at all of that and they still made a decision, the decision that they made. Because there's profit in poverty. And that's what's sad about the American way of life in our capitalistic society. There is profit in poverty. And the more people you have in poverty, the rich get richer. Like
right.
it sucks. And so they want these babies born, but they don't want to protect them once they get here. And I just don't, I don't try to understand stuff that I just don't understand. But like, that's just the reality. They want the babies born. And once they're born, they're like, now you figure it out. Figure that
Pretty
out.
much, pretty much, and it's going to be. I feel sorry for people who, you may have a job where you don't get health benefits. You barely make enough just to pay your rent, put food on your table, and get back and forth to work to live in a comfortable area. So you get pregnant, and then you can't afford to go to the doctor. But that's what those clinics are for people and young girls who want to get on birth control that can't afford to go to the doctor, for young girls or even older women to go get tested for everything, go get their pap smears. they stopping all of that. It's scary, and it's like, so that's where, that's where, like, what ovarian cancer about to start be at a high rate now, because they can't go get the tests and stuff. It's crazy. It made me sad to think
Yeah.
that after 50, 49 and a half
Weird.
years, almost 50 years, they decided, hey, we're gonna stop this. I mean, like, what was the point? They thought they was giving away money, or they was using it. No, it was more than for just abortion. I'm sorry. And they you're right. They looked into all that and they saw that crap and they didn't give a damn.
Yeah, they did it anyway.
Yep, they did it anyway.
All
So
right, you guys. So we're going to get started. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to read to you an article. It's called Aging While Black, The Crisis Among Black Americans as They Grow Old. So this is just a general article about Black health for Black men and women. And then
right.
me and Foxy are just going to go back and forth. We're going to start with the top of our head. So we're going to start with the upper body, mid body, and lower body. And we'll tell about our experiences with different things. And I have a few little notes that I wrote down, and then we'll just share some of our experiences. And then if anybody comes into the chat, we'll have that conversation. And if not, then it'll just be me and you today, Foxy, and the replay game. All right, so I am going to share my screen.
My nose is itchy.
All right. Let me see if I can make this bigger for the screen. All right. I think that's good. All right, you guys. So this is from the NAACP. The article it was written June 8th, so about a year ago, which is very current. It's called Aging While Black, The Crisis Among Black Americans as They Grow Old. And the author is Rodney A. Brooks. Hey, pretty lady. All right. After a lifetime of racial and health inequities, Black seniors are at risk of spending their last years with declining health, little income, and virtually no savings. Numerous studies have noted that Black Americans have worse health than their white counterparts, including chronic diseases and disabilities leading to shorter and sicker lives than white Americans. A recent 2016 Cigna Health Disparities report found 4 in 10 Black men aged 20 or older have high blood pressure, a rate 30% higher than that of white men. Black men's risk of a stroke is twice that of white men. For Black women, 45% of those aged 20 and older have high blood pressure, a rate 60% higher than white women. Black women are 40% more likely to die of breast cancer than white women. Black men have a 40% higher cancer death rate than white men. Black Americans are 80% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes than whites and nearly twice as likely to be hospitalized. Blacks are more than twice as likely as whites to suffer from Alzheimer's and other kinds of dementia. Black women, said Tyson Brown, associate professor of sociology at Duke University, suffer from some of the highest levels of diabetes, hypertension, and other disabilities. Their health problems limit their ability to continue working, but many Black women have to continue working because of declining income as they age. And so it's sort of a catch-22, said Brown. They're often sort of put in a bind there. Black women are especially vulnerable to these health and wealth issues as they outlive their partners and are more likely to be alone and isolated. They also often end up as long-term caregivers for aging and ailing parents and spouses or caring for grandchildren, forcing them to leave jobs and cut short careers. That means Black women are not paying into company-sponsored retirement plans such as pensions and 401k plans. It also reduces their payments into Social Security, which means their monthly checks will be less when they do retire. But overall, African Americans have endured generations of economic racism. This racism has resulted in low wages, low home ownership, and little to no savings or investments for Black men and women. The impact of these economic inequities has reverberated into multiple generations of poverty. Many Black older Americans have endured decades of overt and subtle forms of discrimination in educational, criminal justice systems, and healthcare systems, as well as in jobs, housing, credit, and consumer markets, said Brown, adding that as a result of this discrimination, many older Black Americans have lower levels of education, income, and wealth than whites. The group Prosperity Now predicts that the average net worth of Black Americans will average zero by 2053. I'm going to say that again. We are in the year 2022, and the group Prosperity Now predicts that the average net worth of Black Americans will average zero by the year 2053. That's what, 31 years? The inequities in the current economic system still haunt us because we're still getting paid somewhere between 14% and 30% less than our counterparts on average, said Eric Bailey, a certified financial planner and founder of Bailey Wealth Advisors in Silver Spring, Maryland. It exacerbates the problem because we have less disposable income during our working years. Without discretionary income, it becomes difficult for people to save and accumulate wealth. Both the economic and health issues have been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. The current COVID-19 public health crisis devastates both the economy and health of Americans. The burdens of this crisis are not shared equally, however. While communities across the nation have experienced tragic losses, the impacts have been especially hard for low income and minority communities, according to financial reserves and the racial wealth gap from inequality.org. According to that report, 14% of white households had zero or negative wealth compared with 28% of Black households. William Darity Jr. and Kristen Mullen said Black Americans constitute 13% of the nation's population. So we are supposedly only 13% of this population, but only possess about 2% of the nation's wealth. We wouldn't know that based on social media and, YouTube.
Yeah.
Everybody is rich on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, but the data says with 13% of us being a part of this country, we only possess 2% of the wealth. That corresponds to an $850,000 deficit between the average Black and white household in terms of mean wealth. There's an explosive increase in the wealth gap, and it continues progressively as people age. Black families generally have lower incomes than white families, which makes it more difficult to save for retirement. In the Federal Reserve 2019 survey of consumer finances, white families had median and mean family wealth of $188,200 and $983,400, respectively. The median and mean wealth of Black families is less than 15% that of white families, which equates to $24,142.5, respectively. Black Americans often don't participate in employer-sponsored retirement accounts and thus don't get the advantage of stock market growth. Only 44% of Black Americans have retirement savings accounts with a typical balance of around $20,000 compared to 65% of white Americans who have an average balance of $50,000, according to the Federal Reserve. And only 34% of African Americans own any stocks or mutual funds compared to more than half of white people. So there's a big disparity in how people are saving, said Aaron Shum, founder and CEO of Vestwell, which provides record keeping and support to workplace savings plans. There's a reason for that, Shum noted. African Americans are typically not given access to vehicles that allow them a better path to save for those later years when you need the money to pay for healthcare expenses. That's huge. Unfortunately, too many Black Americans have a huge dependency on Social Security. Y'all, young people, by the time y'all get old, there will be no Social Security. They are dismantling Social Security day by day. They are stealing the money. Literally, they're stealing the money. And the boomers that paid into it, they're getting their money out. And a lot of people like my age and my age range, we have no idea what our Social Security might look like when it's time for us to retire.
Yeah.
Um, if your only source of income is Social Security, it's not enough to maintain someone, said Renee Norris. The average Social Security benefit is only $1,500 a month. Everybody needs to calculate their monthly expenses. And if you can live off of $1,500 a month, it might be there for you when you get older, but it very likely won't. And if you are an entrepreneur and you haven't paid into any of these systems, you need your own system set up on the outside. The average Social Security benefit is only $1,500 a month, but if you wait until you're 70 to begin receiving payments, the payment rises to about $3,000. We know we're getting older, so we have to start working on this to try to make sure that we have sufficient income to live a good life and at least sustain yourself. Daniel said many African Americans had to raid their retirement accounts and savings to get through the job losses caused by the pandemic. But his biggest worry is the debt that will have to be paid back after moratoriums on rent, mortgages, and other loans are lifted. And that's happening now. You had a situation where we had a moratorium on mortgage payments, but that debt does not go away. And it's going to be a burden on a lot of people over a period of time. Also, Daniel said the hospital bills of those who were sickened by the coronavirus, CV, cousin, Rona, can range from 10,000 to 40,000 if you don't have insurance. It all kind of snowballs, and it's a very challenging situation that African Americans and minorities are put in, where they just don't have enough funds available to have the quality of life and the health care that's actually needed in those later years of life now. All right, so that's the end of our article.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah,
The
yeah. Okay. So that's just like a preface about healthcare and some of the things that young people and people in our age gap are facing and or will be facing. Younger people, I don't think, take the healthcare aspect, especially the social security aspect, seriously. Entrepreneurs need a plan, a long-term plan for maintenance of health. I remember when I was a young entrepreneur, I didn't have my own health care. I used the state's health care. And with what they're doing with our healthcare systems now, with especially for Black women, Roe v. Wade, that support system very likely won't even be there. I remember when I was in college, I didn't have health care. I didn't have my mom's health care. Like my children are in a different generation where they can stay on my health care until they're 26 years old.
right.
I didn't have that when I was growing up. When I
Me either.
turned 18, I got booted off my mom's health care.
I think we did too. And then when I know I had Zen on mine up until I was 20, till she was 26 too. So it's scary that, these kids might not have nothing. Then they're taking away all the free health care now. So that's kind of sad.
Yeah. So young people, if your parents don't have health care that you can be on, when Roe v. Wade was handed down, I was still over on vacation. I text my kids like, one of the things that you guys don't even understand is a benefit and is a blessing and a privilege is that you have really good health care because of
Right.
my employment. You have really good health care. Our children don't have good health care. And when you're young and you don't have that type of health care, and as you age, your health can fail. And one of the things that we know for sure is health is wealth. It is the
Right.
wealth. You can't live your best life if you don't have health. You just can't.
You can.
All right, so Foxy, let's get into all of the things. Let's talk about the personal things of us.
Ooh,
Let's start with
hey,
the head. So I put down here, hair. Hair. Is
hair.
hair part of our health care?
It is. Your scalp is important if you want to keep a clean, natural scalp. You know, when we was younger, we didn't realize when our moms would wash our hair and they just let us go and didn't put no heat comb to it when you didn't want it. Until time we got that press is when it was for Easter. And we didn't realize that we had that our hair is really a good grade of hair. Like it is beautiful. And we messed it up with the perms and we thought we had to do the silky straight hair. And as we got older, for me personally, I realized that I always used to have that straight perm because I wanted my hair to be swinging from left to right, and then it just did all the things. And when you got it cut short, it just did all the things. It was beautiful. It was that, but then I noticed that my hair was damaged. It was like you can see the damage of it with the process of the perm because every time you have to go every 6 to 8 weeks to get that touch up, you was just damaging your cuticles. And one of the hardest things for me is that when I decided to go natural, you know this one because I think I went first, and I had to literally get almost all my hair cut off because it was what I did. I trimmed it and trimmed and trimmed. I got kept getting it trimmed to the went to the part where I just had like a little short curly fro, and it was a struggle because a lot of people didn't like it. Oh, why would you wear your hair like that? It's always had you feeling some type of way, but right now I don't give a damn. I love my curls. Now, if I want to wear my hair straight, yeah, I can wash it and just blow dry it out. But when you wash it and you just go the natural curls, you can see like it and it look real tight, but my hair is actually pretty long. It's pretty long. But I just love the curl. I just love it because I don't have to do nothing to it. I just get up and go now. Just I'm out the door. I don't have nothing to think about it. And I feel like now I feel free. My scalp, my hair don't feel dry. It don't feel brittle and crunchy. Because even with the perm, you straighten it with the flat irons and that burn your hair. And now I feel free and my scalp feel clean. Like it's really I feel different up here. It's just different. It's like no, I love it. It's that's what we need to just embrace your naturalness. I mean, I get it. A lot of people don't like their natural curls and stuff like that, but you see a lot of you young mothers now with their kids that they're actually starting their kids off with the two-strand twist locks. They're locking their hair if they can, and going with the little things. And then if the kid get old and decide they don't want it, it's nothing but hair. You can start all over, and it will grow back. So,
Yeah, I
one,
think I think as Black women in America, the first trauma, I mean, other than familial trauma, is our hair.
yeah,
Our hair, I remember I was 10 years old when I got a perm. My mother took me to get a perm. And when I walked in the shop, I think my hair, she had blow dried it out or something, and it was just a huge halo of hair. It was really, really long. It was down to my booty crack because I was only 10, so it was real long. And I didn't think anything of it, but my mother hated doing my hair. And I hate to say I traumatized my child the same way. I didn't take her nowhere. I did it myself. I gave my daughter a perm when she was 6 years old because she had a totally different grade of hair than me. My hair was a totally different grade of hair than my mother, and she couldn't manage it. She couldn't do anything with it. And so she permed it. I did the same thing to my daughter. I did not appreciate my hair being the hair that actually grows out of my head until I was in my early 40s. And that's when I did the big chop because I
yeah,
wanted the perm out. I would see the like my natural curls coming out and I would always immediately retouch it because I could do my hair myself. And one day I was like, I wonder what this curl pattern would actually look like. I never knew. I don't remember what it was like before I was 10 years old. And I kept the perm until I was almost early 40. Until I was 40. It was after I was turned 40 before I did the big chop.
yeah.
So it's
It
been
was.
less than 10 years that I've been natural, that I've had natural hair. And I didn't appreciate my hair until I did the big chop. And everybody thought I had lost all my damn mind. How could you cut all your hair off? It's like it was a personal decision and it had nothing to do with nobody, but people take your personal decisions personally. Like, how do you
Right,
take a decision that somebody chooses for themselves personally because you're in love with their hair? Like, stop it. We're so conditioned to think that this westernized straight hair of these Caucasian people that we look at and live up to is the way that it's supposed to be, instead of embracing our own natural hair. And
right.
I want to shout out my daughter. My daughter decided in middle school, she was like, She cut that perm out and was like, I remember one day she went in the bathroom and she started cutting. I was like, girl, what are you doing? She was like, I don't want this perm in my hair no more. I was like, you know what? That is a decision that you should be able to make. And she made it. And she's natural. She's been natural ever since. So kudos to my baby for getting to where it took me 40 years old to get to. My baby got there when she was in her preteens. So
I think Zan did the same thing. She had that long hair, real pretty hair, and then it was like, so I was like, ooh, I didn't have to get her a perm. So we went, they had this thing called a freedom perm or something. And I was like, there's something they was advertised. So we had got that put in her hair. Then after a while, it was like, well, she had to go and get the perm. And one day she was like, you know what? I'm over this shit. So she went and got her hair cut. Remember, she got her hair cut real short. She had that real cute short hairstyle, but she still had a perm. And then she said, you know what? I'm just let it grow out. When she let that perm grow out, just to look at both her and Spirit natural hair, it is so beautiful. Cause like right now, Zan is doing her lock journey. She's doing a 2-strand twist thing, and it's absolutely gorgeous on her.
it
Like I'm like,
is.
oh my god, it looks good on her. And I'm like, you know what? She said that's what she decided to do. And when you decide to do a lock journey, it's a commitment. It's a commitment to the point that you have to go through it and you get through that weird stage of it. So right now, I commend you and her to go through that. And then it's like, man, that is something that you made a decision to do. But because when people get locked, sometimes you be looking at them and they be like, "Ooh, that's just ugly." But then when you see the people that's doing them now, it's like, "Oh, I can get with that. Those are really pretty. I can deal with that one." So I commend you both for going through that journey, because when you went through your journey, everybody was like, "Is she really gonna do it?" And I'm like, "She got her mind to it. She gonna stick to it." And I was like, "She doing it." So after the year, because it's been a year now,
It's
hasn't
been
it?
a little
Yeah,
over a year, yeah.
a little over a
And
year.
I didn't know my relationship, the diversity of my hair until my birthday. And one of my friends put a post on Facebook, and she had been documenting, like she put together, she's like, this has been your hair journey. And I was like, what? Like I know it because in my intro, when I do my intro on the channel, I have some of it when I straightened it out and it was short. But she went back and I was like, my relationship with my hair has been so diverse. And so like you don't understand the trauma of just trying to have straight hair when you
I,
straighten
I,
it out.
girl, I remember you because how long we been like, okay, so Spirit is what, 19? So it's been 19 years, maybe 20 years. And I've been through you through a lot of those journeys. I remember you used to go get that big ass bucket of perm, bone straight. I would never forget that. I was like, why did she? I was like, you got the big bucket of just bone straight, people. That's a perm bucket. That's what she had. I was like, wow. So
And my hair stayed straight, child. We did not let the new growth grow. It just
it
didn't grow.
stayed. It didn't grow. You did. I don't care. You saw a little wave. You was like, oh, let me put a perm right here. That's what
Touch
you
that
was
thing up.
doing.
And I didn't
Not
need to, it didn't really damage my hair because I didn't need to stay in for very long because I didn't know I didn't need a perm. Like I just didn't need a perm.
you
I
just
did.
needed a blow dry. Like none of us really needed a perm.
We don't need perms.
We don't, because when, like, if I wash my hair now and I just blow dry it, it's straight. I don't have to put no heat to it. If I want to curl it, if I just wash it and blow dry it and I just bump it out with the flat out, I don't have to do nothing else to it. Like it's there. But we didn't know that until we got old women.
Right. We had to become women of a certain age.
Hey,
That's why I shout out our kids. They
yeah.
learned it. They learned it
And,
early. So
and
shout
then
out to
and
the
what I
younger
like
generation.
about when with Zan and the babies now, both the babies got two different grades of hair. Like the little one, she got the tight coil. It's not even coil. It's like really tight, silky curls. But when you pull it out, it's like it's long, but she got the
Mhm.
real tight curls. And my daughter be like, put a headband on. That's what she gonna wear. Sometimes she might put on a ponytail, but then with the oldest one, with Lonnie, her hair, she got that grade of hair that if you just wash it, it don't curl up. She don't have the curly hair. It just stays straight. But when you wash it and you just let it air dry out, it's really pretty. So it's like it's that weird texture of hair. So right now she's like, nope, two stand twisted. We're gonna keep it in braids, or she might have a couple of ponytails, but no chemicals, no pressing it. It's like she blow dried a couple of times because she wanted a little, her little blow dry for her little thing and everything. But no, and I like the journey she's taking her girls. Like if somebody say something, it is what it is. The babies are straight natural until they decide what they want to do with their hair.
You know what I'm starting to love to see? I'm starting to appreciate locks because I'm locked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also starting to appreciate like just hair that's free. I am loving to see black men and women who just wake up, they might wash their hair and they let it air dry and the hair is just free, just doing whatever it feels like doing. I think that is absolutely amazingly beautiful. I
That's
love
this
it.
right here.
I
People
love
don't
it.
realize it. People don't realize, and you've been with my journey when I washed it, because my hair is weird. Because remember, it's like I got parts of my hair. I don't have a perm in my hair, people. Period. But parts of my hair is like straight. It is that's just my natural thing. It's curl and then it's straight parts of it, and it's like that. It's got the two textures to it. Well, how people say, how can you have two texture hair? Because when you think about it, back in my family, we have white and we have Cherokee Indian in our family. So somewhere along the line, we got the African part, and somewhere along the line, we got the little straight part. But when I wash my hair and wash and go, I'm gonna do a wash and go. Like this is a wash and go. I washed my hair the other day, and I just put my bonnet on and go. And then last night I just kind of twisted it because I wanted to be like a little full. Because I got an event to go to today because I think I need to be fancy. But anyway, um, so but and I think that's something that I would do the next time we do it. I'm just gonna come on and it's gonna be me straight after I wash it, and you're gonna see the curls how they just define. Because when I go to work, everybody was like, "My God, we love your hair," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" Say, "Did you just wash your hair?" I said, "Yeah, I washed it and came to work." They was like, they can't believe how curly my hair is, and they think I do something with it, like I sit there and do rods and stuff. No, this your natural curls. People embrace it and do
Yeah,
you, and you can do a whole lot of designs with it. Like I see what you do with your locks. Like you might see me with a high bun. That's because I just pull it back, put a band on it, and it's up there. That's my ponytail. But don't get it twisted. If I feel like I want some long hair, I know how to braid it back, and I would slap a wig on. Haven't did that in a while, but whatever. Or get braids. That's your choice, people. Do you? Your hair is your hair don't define you. You define your hair.
absolutely. I also, so we know that the hair part of our health is important.
Hmm.
I also think about the implications of those chemicals that we put in our hair. What are the implications, like the scalp, there's
Yeah.
scalp damage that happens?
Yeah, it does.
We know from the famous slap between Will and Chris Rock about alopecia.
Mhm.
Like, how does that happen? Is it some of it is genetic? Could it be because of those chemicals that we were forced to use when we were younger, or that we
It,
continue to use as we age? And
right.
then what happens when those chemicals get into your
Your
inside
brain.
of you, into your
Right.
system?
That's something, I thought about because you be wondering why you always had like used to have constant headaches. Like, where is that coming from? Because it be because I didn't, you know, it's too much stuff that's going on with it. Even when you put color in your hair, you got to be careful. So they say don't don't permanently dye your hair because it's got the ammonia in it, but they got the natural ones that you can do it. You got the rinses and stuff like that. Like I always tell everybody, my hair color is so funny. I got reddish brown hair. Well, my hair do not totally go gray. It's only gray in certain parts. So when it go gray, it looks weird. So if I put like a rinse on it, the gray turns blonde. So it's like, and I've been trying to let it just go fully gray, but it just don't do. It just don't do. So that'll be that one that I will put some color in my hair. So I'm sorry, that'll be the one chemical that I will use, but I do my research and make sure that specifically for black hair, because everything you put in your hair is not for black hair. I'm sorry, you just can't go and say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this one," and because the white person wear no, no shade to nobody, but it's not for us, and you got to do your research. Just research
I
any
agree.
product you put in your hair. Just research.
I do. I'm not gonna act like I don't put color in my hair because red.
You
How do you,
do
girl? You as a black girl with red hair.
right. That's you.
But
I mean, but
I don't do it on my scalp at all. I only do the ombre.
yeah,
So if there's damage, it can be cut out. And
right.
I don't put anything. So all of this is the natural part. So it's like a dark brown, and my grays be graying,
Mm-hmm.
child. All around here the grays be like,
It
especially like,
is what it is.
yeah,
You
after I
listen,
work out, the grays be like, hey girl, it's a party in your head.
right. You know what? I don't even care anymore. It's just that if my, like I said, if my hair was naturally black, I would let that stuff go salt and pepper because my mother hair is beautiful salt and pepper. My grandmother hair was beautiful salt and pepper. I just don't have that color hair. My hair was never black. It was always like a reddish brown. So you be like, well, where do you go? Where you go with the brown or the red? Like, me, I just, I'm gonna do what I want to do. It don't even matter. But as long as I feel like my hair is not falling out, I'm not breaking it off. I'm feeling healthy. So when you can tell when your hair is damaged, you can tell. And when it's damaged, and right now, when I do it, it's got a natural shine to it. It's got its own chemicals because your hair needs moisture. Black people, moisture in your hair. Your hair needs to be hydrated. And when they say, especially when you wear natural hair, you have to keep your hair have to be wet. You have to hydrate it so much with saturated with water and then let the hydration go. Because I got a spritz bottle there. Every now and again, I'll be like, spritz it up. So it's just water. Just
Yeah,
some
when she
regular water.
does when I get my, I don't do my own locks.
No,
That's
yeah.
like, no, no. So when she retwists me, she really like it is, she saturates it with oil. Like it's just
Hmm.
saturated with oil.
Right.
And then I wear a bonnet at night. I still protect my hair when I sleep. I sleep on a
Yeah.
satin pillow. I use a satin bonnet. My little
Hmm.
head scarf things are satin too.
Yeah.
So
That's
um
important.
yeah.
And you may not want to sleep with that bonnet on because you might be a little hot, but but your hair gets so much moisture in it at night while you got that bonnet on. Like if you like some people like what kind of oils do you use? You just have to do your research. Like me, I love a good black castor oil. Oh, it's too heavy. No, it's not. You put that stuff in your scalp feel good. That and peppermint oil, and it open up your scalp and make you feel good. So you have to do your research, people. Like I research all the oils that I put in my hair. Like I mix them, but I love the black castor, the natural black castor. That is one of my favorites because not only do it make my scalp feel good, it puts a nice little shine to my hair and it doesn't look dull and dry and brittle. And it is, it coats it. So, the old shout out to the old school Blue Magic. When your mama was putting that grease in your head, you just didn't know she was doing a good
Right.
thing for your scalp.
I bought my son. He has a really dry scalp. I bought him some of that. I was like, listen,
That
I
coconut
bought him some of
oil.
that sulfur 8
Mm-hmm.
and that blue magic. Don't
That
play
Blue
with that old
Magic.
school stuff.
The old school stuff. You can mix that stuff together and it works on your hair. And when your hair is healthy, your scalp is healthy, that's when you start seeing your hair grow. That's what I noticed because you don't do nothing with your hair. Like I don't manipulate my hair at all. So if I actually blow dry my hair out, my afro is like huge. It's big, and I'm like, well, and I didn't know it like that because I'm just used to just washing and going. I'm not trying to fit. I don't care how long or short it is. It's just it's where it is. So people, like we said, just do your research. Everybody here is different, so everybody has to use something different. What I use might not be good for you.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And we all have different hair textures, and some of us
Hmm.
have 2 to 3 different hair textures in our one head.
And I want head, right?
All
Right.
right, so let's get into our. So we started with hair. Nope, your brain, mental health, mental health awareness. Do we, as Black women, really take care of our mental health? And I can start with one of the things that I'm learning about my family's history through the DNA journey. And I think this is very applicable, especially a lot of us who our families migrated here from the South. There's a lot of trauma that our parents, grandparents, or great grandparents experienced. And genetically, that trauma has transitioned into our DNA and our lives.
Right.
And that mental health, if you do not take care of your mental health, you can't take up care of the rest of you. If your mind isn't in a place to allow you to care for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I experienced it and I didn't know how bad it was with my mom. She had she has severe depression. I didn't even know what that was until 20 or so years ago. And then it reemerged and she kept it secret. Like me and my brother had no idea what she was going through until last year. And I am now in charge of her medical, not like her medical care, but I kind of facilitate her doctor's visits. I keep on top of all of this stuff. And my mother's not a talker. I make her talk to me. I'm like, don't let it get so bad that you feel like you can't keep it together. And my daughter recently just decided she wants to talk to a therapist. I'm like, girl, let's do it. Like, we got insurance, use it. My son, I used to have him going in to talk to a therapist until he didn't want to do it anymore. And you can't force people into therapy. Therapy has to be what you actually want to do because you won't get the best of yourself. And that's part of why I love that new Kendrick Lamar CD. He is literally talking about Black trauma and the his journey through therapy and all of that. Hey, Amina Boo. Hey, girl. Hey, what's going on, boo boo? Happy
Hey,
Sunday,
Amina.
Grand Rising. Yes, that's Foxy, girl. You know that's my BFF in real life.
Hi, Amina. Welcome.
So yeah, like our mental health, I think as Black people, I know when I was growing up, it was not cool to talk about. We call everybody crazy. Well, you know she crazy. You know, she the auntie, she the crazy auntie, or she be drink.
Mhm.
Our drinking and our ways that we suppress some of the things that we've been traumatized with, we legit we suppress it with the
Yeah.
alcohol and the sex and the drugs and all of the other things, because when we go to therapy, our family members tell us we crazy. How are you
Right.
crazy for? You go to the doctor, I hope, to get a physical every year. I hope you go to the dentist every 6 months to get your teeth checked out. You mean to tell me the brain doesn't need support? You don't need to talk to somebody other than your crazy ass family because they don't give a damn. And they talk about you when you tell them the
Right.
thoughts that are going on in your head.
What's crazy about the whole mental thing is that we don't have to talk to like a person to person. They got online therapists that would chat with you like this. And a lot of it is free, people. Do your research. A lot of it is free. You can find a lot of free mental things. You can find a lot of free healthcare. Like some jobs offer, like where I work at right now, the job offer where you can get free, so many free sessions of that because they want to make sure you're okay, and it's all about just being open. And everybody deal with their way of different ways. Like some people can talk to somebody, some people can just write it and journal it and do all the writing, and then they're okay with it because when you go back and read it, you are okay with that one. So like I say, people, please do your research. It's free. Your mental is important because without this, how can you think to pass it on and be there for your family, for your husband, your wife, your kids, your grandkids? It's important. You want to make sure that you're not going out there and just do something. That's why you look about what's happening in the world now. when they go back and look at these people who's been doing all this outrageous stuff, it's all about their mental. And the science was there, but then nobody do nothing about it. And it's sad. So we gotta figure out something how we can help that out. But your mental right, organizer, it's important. It's important.
We have to unstigmatize the fact that if you something doesn't feel right, if you feel
Mm-hmm.
depressed, if you feel suppressed, that something's wrong with you. It's just
Right.
like if you have an ache or a pain, it's the same thing in your mind. That is the ache and the pain that needs to be addressed. And you need somebody to talk to. You can't always talk to your family or friends because they got opinions. Your therapist doesn't. Your therapist is a
Right.
neutral party. Your therapist has
Right.
no, like, your therapist is not involved in your day-to-day
No.
life. You need
No.
somewhere where you can go talk to somebody and just let it out.
Right.
Sometimes you just need to let it out without judgment, without
Right.
anybody, and without somebody telling all your shit. Cause you know
Right.
how your family go. When you go talk to your family members, they about to call. You know, your daughter was over here and she said blah blah
Right. Right.
blah. Girl,
But
they nobody tell you to tell her.
yes, and it's
You
it's
need a
crazy
safe
because
space. Yeah.
right. And and the therapist, that's their job to sit there and listen. They might be judging you in their brain, like, oh my God, I heard this all the time. But that's their job to sit there. They don't one thing about it, they don't give an opinion. They sit there and listen. They don't tell you what what they do is ask open-end questions and you answer your own freaking questions.
Yeah, they
I
force you.
know
They force you to
they,
deal with yourself.
right. They do, and that's what I like about it. Because everybody has been to a therapist. I had therapy when I was in college. When I left Detroit and went to a black college down south, it was a whole freaking culture change for me. I went through a whole lot of cuckoo crazy stuff, but when I had to sit down and talk to a therapist, I realized that within when they asked, they didn't tell me. I was like, well, how can I fix it? They didn't tell me how to fix it, but what they did was ask those open-end questions, and I figured out what I needed to improve, what I needed mental. Don't mean I was crazy. I just needed another person to just try to talk to. Don't get it twisted. You're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. It's okay to go to somebody else because your best friend might be right. Like, girl, do this, do that. They ain't licensed for that. They don't know. They gonna
And your
say they
best
went
friend be your biggest cheerleader with some bullshit on some bullshit. I ain't gonna lie.
through.
My friends allow me to do bullshit.
Yes, we do.
They are the champions of all of my foolishness. All right, let's get in the chat real quick, Foxy. Hey, Yak. What's up, Sunshine? Good morning. Hey, boo. Hey. Amina says 100. Shout out to Gats. Right, your family be telling all the business, and then they be like,
All of
"Shh,
it.
don't tell." But and then they about to tell everybody else, and now everybody talking behind your back. Girl, go to a therapist, y'all. Stop talking to y'all family. Y'all family ain't shit. Hey, Gordo, what's going on?
Hi, Gordo.
Detroit. I was born out. Oh yes, we is up in the way. It's the D for me. It's the Detroit of it all, girl. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with us. We is Detroit born and raised, and we still up in the D.
In the hoodish.
Child, listen, but I'm trying to get up out of here. In the next 2 years, I'm out. I got to get my mama a view. That's my goal. Next 2 years, a view. But yes, shout out to Detroit. That rapper, we were in Goody's party Friday night. I know Smoke.
7
What
Mile Smoke,
7 Mile
313.
Smoke? 7 Mile. I gotta write it down.
7
Shout
Mile
out to
Smoke.
7 Mile Smoke. Yep. He was in.
That
He was
day.
in. I was like, okay, Detroit, I see you. I hear you, boo. You left when you were a kid, Amina? But you was born here, girl. You was born and raised. Not raised, but born. You was born. You still was born. You still Detroit, right. You still got that D up in you, girl. You still is up in here.
Yes, he was. So Detroit, Amina. Oh my God.
Yeah, he was fire.
His name, 7 Mile Smoke 313. I was like, dude, we
Yeah,
know you.
fire.
We know
Girl,
you.
you know, 7 Mile still hot. But when I was in my like 20s, child.
That's West 7 Mile. Woohoo!
That's my ex-husband's territory, child.
was East Carolina. Yeah. Woo,
7 Mile
baby.
had you in trouble. 7 Mile,
Yeah.
listen. But okay, so look, let's get back to this mental health real quick before we get off of it.
Okay.
Medication. There's also a stigma for people who go to therapists and then have to take medication. There's nothing wrong with taking medication. Should it be taken in excess? No. But there is nothing wrong with balancing yourself and needing medication to do that. The problem, and listen, I see this shit on YouTube all the time. It's some motherfuckers on YouTube that need medication.
It's, you know what? When people, you better stop it. When people take the money,
Stop.
it's the balance because
I'm
sometimes
like, where is you didn't take your pills this morning? Why? Take that shit.
get back to the medicine. Girl, so it's the medication. Sometimes you have to take it because you have a chemical imbalance. So you have one part is doing this to you. So when you take that medication, go on, Dr. Foxy. When you take that medication, it balances you out. That's all it is. It's just a balance of that chemical imbalance that you have. That's all it is. You know what? And if you say I need to be balanced with something, and that's gonna help me be balanced so I can stay right here, I'm all for it. So there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to make sure that you stay on top of your doctor's appointments, that you monitor what you're doing. If you have an older person that's taking it, younger people, you need to make sure they're taking it correctly, and it's not where it gets to the point where it's not working anymore. You have to notice what's going on. Am I right? You
I
have to know what's going
facilitate all of the medications for
on.
pretty much for my family. Like I started with my son, right? My son was born with a genetic condition called esophageal atresia. And
Yeah.
baby, listen, he put me through the ringer of I didn't know all this shit even existed.
I
And so
remember that.
after that, like now, with what happened with my mom last year, I am just like, this has to happen, this has to happen, this appointment needs to happen, that like I don't play about doctor's visits, I don't
Mm-mm.
play about the medications, whatever it is, I don't play about using my voice. Y'all need to help these elderly people, help your parents, be an example for your children that are watching, because you're going to need them to help take care of you as you age and get older.
And you
I hope
have to
if
be
nothing else, my children can see what I'm doing. And
right.
if I need them as I get older, if I'm still single when I get older, they will be able to support any needs that I have. Because real talk, younger people like to talk about older people, but isn't that the goal? Goals is to get old.
Right.
Goals is to age.
Mm-hmm.
Goals is 60, 70, 80, 90. And social media has shown us like we've never been so connected ever. In the 80s, all of the goof fuck shit I was doing, I'm so glad I'm glad
Woo,
I
baby.
wasn't, because I love social media, right? Like I be on here now putting all my goofy stuff up. Can you imagine
Woo.
what I was like?
I don't even want to go there because we were thinking like, oh my God, I'm so glad we didn't have social media
And
back
that's why I don't judge young people. I
then.
do not judge the young people and what they put up. Let these young people live. They have the ability to tap into so much, and they're going to fuck up. They're going to put too much information out there. So what? Right? Like, just so what? Leave them
Right.
alone. Let them live. This is their time. If y'all, but just realize it lives forever. Social, it lived. You can take the video down. It lives forever. But let these
Right.
young people live their life, y'all. Social media is a thing now. Stop trying to tell, and young people, stop trying to tell old people what they shouldn't be doing. Some of this shit is new for us, and we like the shit. I'm with some of the shit
No,
too.
some of the stuff that they're doing now, we already did it. We just didn't have social media.
And some of us older people are living their childhood over again because they didn't have a very good one. Now, so some of
I
these
don't
old
know.
people shut the fuck up and stop fucking with young people. I absolutely think that needs to happen. I absolutely think people of a certain age need to leave young people the fuck alone on social media. Like, stop it. Let the young people
Right.
fight with the young people. If you old, fight with old people. Don't fight with young people. It's not a
No,
fair fight. And the
it's not
young
a fair
people listen, these young people got mouths that, child, they don't respect the elderly and don't expect them to. Why should they? You don't respect them. Why should they respect you?
right. You earn respect. If you want respect, you earn respect.
Gas said, that's my goal. Thankful to have my parents and grandparents. Right. Aging is goals. Whether and young people, if you are blessed enough to get older, you'll realize that 40, once you hit it, it's like, damn, I thought 40 was old. It really ain't that old. Hell, I used to think 50 was old. And I'm like, shit, I'm living my best life at 50. I had the best trip of my life at 50. And I've taken several trips. But goals is to age. It's how you do this age thing, though, right?
Right.
All right. So let's get off of mental. Let's get into the next one. We did hair, we did brain. Let's do this face. Let's do face game.
Ooh, baby. So let's get into the face game. People be killing me because they be like, "Ooh, black don't crack" and all that kind of stuff. Well,
It
you know,
do.
we it
It do.
do. It all depends on what you put in your body and how you take care of your skin. Everybody's skin is different. Like the stuff that organized use, I can't use on my skin because I have a different texture of skin, and like I've been through several different things to figure out what my skin gonna be because I'm 2 years away from 60. 2 years away from
We got a
60.
plan that what we doing for 60, Foxy.
Well, that's already in the plans. I got look, off subject right quick. I got my venue where I want to have it. I got my theme. I got my who I want to cater it. I got who I want to DJ it. Baby, I'm planning 2 years in advance because it's gonna be epic. That's all I can say. So, but with your face, so you have to be, and it's just like people's like, you know what? Water, water, plenty of water helps your skin.
Hydrate.
Plenty of water hydrate your skin, and
Amina's silly.
I
Amina's so silly and petty. Look at Amina over here being petty.
I have to stop talking. Man.
You keep going. I got the comments. Get out the comments. Talk.
I couldn't help myself because when I saw that, I just bust out laughing.
Nosy girl.
Yeah, so like on my skincare journey, you didn't be because like when my grandmother, she had the most prettiest soft skin. The only thing she used was Noxzema and Pond's cold cream.
That Noxzema shit almost took me out.
Girl, I couldn't do. I tried Noxzema. I was like, Grandma, what's you going on?
Girl,
Right now, I couldn't do it. So
we all use Noxzema and oil of Olay, girl. We all use Noxzema and oil of Olay growing up.
And that was your grandma thing, but our skin is different. Like for me, I have to do like a natural product. So right now I'm using like either a Neutrogena, the clear bar, or I use a one from Palmer's, which is a cleansing oil for black skin. So I do my research, and I have a vitamin C moisturizer I put on my face. I do it in the morning and night, and then I also do have one that it's got a sunscreen on it because black people, we need sunscreen on our face. So don't get it twisted. You need some type of SPA with SPF or whatever you call it, that stuff. You need it on your skin. So that's how you keep your skin healthy. And then plus, I don't wear a lot of makeup. Only time I wear makeup is when I'm about to go out. Cause like today, when I go to this little event I'm going to, I'm gonna beat my face. It's gonna be beat. But yeah, your skincare is important. So I just say hydrate, cleanse your skin morning and night. You have to, because like when you come in from work, most people don't go in and cleanse their face. Like when I come in from work, I have to go straight to the bathroom to wash my face because this is like people and all the impurities from outside and earth and everything. Wash your face and just put a clear little light moisturizer on and keep it pushing.
So I'm gonna start with your basic of your entire body is water. Like literally.
Right.
You cannot drink too much water in a day, especially when it's hot outside. Hydration is super important, especially if you're a drinker of the alcoholic beverages. Y'all, please hydrate. I had 3 drinks yesterday, child. I was so dehydrated about it. And I had a lot of water yesterday. I woke up
You
at
didn't
like
have
12
enough.
o'clock.
You
Child,
supposed to
I
every
was like, I'm
glass of liquor,
thirsty. I woke up on my sleep to drink some water. I was so
every glass
thirsty.
of you supposed every glass of liquor you drink, you're supposed to have a glass of water. You gotta alternate it. So that part right there. Yeah.
So my routine is, I'll tell you, and I can't speak for some of us have acne and uh other than like the teenage acne. I every now and then I get the period acne, but I don't have those type of skin problems or concerns. So this conversation would be different if one of us did. Like
Right.
just to be honest, like you might have to go in and get the dermabrasion types of treatments.
Yeah.
I don't do any type of facial treatments. My skincare routine is pretty simple. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't like foundation. I don't like the brown stuff on the sleeves, and it's not my thing. If you do, I don't judge. I don't judge because some of y'all spend time on their makeups and y'all face be for the gods. I got my makeup
It
done for
do.
my photo shoot, and baby, I was like, I can't do this every day. Um, yeah, let me see. I gotta see what Amina's over here cutting up. Lord, I never use sunscreen. I thought I was protected. No, ma'am. You need sunscreen.
No.
You
Need
need
sunscreen.
sunscreen. You need a face lotion. I'll tell you what I use in 1 second. You need a
Yeah.
face lotion
It's
every
lotion.
day, even in the wintertime. If you have winter wherever you are, you
Yeah.
need a face lotion
Okay.
every single day with sunscreen. You absolutely do. Gas says lives by because she's still here. Oh, she said, oh, because grandma uses Noxzema, and I think probably oil of Olay. Amina said, I'm headed to the kitchen right now to get some water. Thank you, Amina Boo.
Thank you, Amina.
Yes, Sarah, I'm trying to be like them. Yeah, I don't really do makeup. Right. I got my little lip gloss on. I
Lip
don't even
gloss,
like
yeah.
eyeliner because I touch my face a lot. So let me tell
Right.
y'all something. I got a couple of things. Okay, so I use 2 products on my face. They're both by a company. I think it's Johnson and Johnson. I don't know, but it's called Purpose. I use Purpose face wash. It's kind of like nothing. It's not like a heavy diluted soap. It's kind of like a watery soap. I use that to cleanse my face, and then I use the Purpose lotion. I think it has an SPF of 30, which is a good SPF. It might be somewhere between 15 and 30. I use that as my lotion. And recently, one of the things that's bothering me now, but I don't believe, so I'm not going to act like I don't believe in surgery, y'all. I've had several plastic surgeries. I believe in surgery. I believe in braces. I believe in all of the things. I've had LASIK surgery on my eyes. I just don't believe in shots and the lip injections. I don't believe in doing anything to my face per se.
Mm-mm.
So, one of the things as I'm aging that bothers me, but it is what it is. And I looked at my mom's face and I looked at my dad's face. It's gonna happen to me. Is this the bags? You can see them when I lower my eyes. So this part right here, the bags are bagging for a 50-year-old. I wish when I was 30, I would have started some type of under eye care treatment. I've started it now. I use this stuff called 24 karat gold by Azure,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Yeah.
take a brush and I slightly brush this way to try to get some of the puffiness that way, and I'll brush this way to get some of the puffiness that way. My mom has these. Now my dad has these type of bags out here. I don't see those presenting on myself right now, but I do see these. So I want, as of today, like I said, I won't put any type of injections or anything in there to get rid of them. I don't. One of the things about Black women that I've seen is if we touch our faces, after a while, it makes us look older,
Right.
not younger. I've seen it with
Okay.
Black women. We don't need to do any type of medical things to our
Nothing.
face. It ages us a lot quicker. So it's not that Black doesn't crack. It's that Black, because of the melanin in our skin, it slows our process down a lot
Right.
more than people of other races who don't have the melanin that we have in our skin.
And that's why you have to protect it. That's why people was like, "Why are you black? Why do you need sunscreen?" Because you can still get skin cancer, face
Yeah,
cancer. We
cancer,
have seen
skin
it.
cancer is a real thing.
Green, yeah.
Those so like I have freckles. I have a lot of freckles. You can't see them as
Mhm.
well with my tan, but I have lots of freckles. And sometimes those freckles will start lifting the what is it? Not melatonin, child. It's something when they start raising, and those can
Mhm.
become cancerous.
Right.
Those, yeah, and so they'll cut those off and they'll test them. So just make sure that's why the sunscreen, not just on your face, when you go
Face.
out to get a tan, and I'm guilty of this, y'all. I don't use sunscreen when I go out to lay out in the sun to get my tan, only on my face. I need to do
Mhm.
better. I try to do
Yeah.
better. I'm not there yet. I know. Bad me.
Mhm.
But I do put it on my face. You both
Yeah.
are. Thank you,
Thank
boo. Thank you, girl.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, honey, boo
And
boo. I see
it's
your face, oh girl. I see you over there with your face game, Amina. I see you.
right. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's so funny is that when you got older, like you do a lot of research. You like you use a purpose. I tried that, it didn't work for me. It
Right.
wasn't for my skin, so I had to move on. So right, like I said, I use Neutrogena and I use this Palmer's Marcella cleansing water face wash, and then I use a sunscreen. And it's something I find like, but it don't make your face look oily or greasy or nothing like that. And I like it because it make your face feel smooth. And I also use, like I said, I use my vitamin C um, on my face in the morning and at night. And I think it's important that you just take care of your skin, like water and sunscreen is important. That's why I said when people was like, "Oh, you like on my face," I had where I thought they were blackheads, but it was actually
That's the word I want.
moles.
Blackheads and
Black,
moles. Yes.
they were actually moles. So I had to go when I went to the dermatologist. I had one that was so bad that every time I touched it, I felt like I was gonna pull out. So they went in and she had to remove them off my face because it raised up so bad that I had to get them removed. So that was the only thing I had to do because that was my health part because I was scared. We didn't know if it was skin cancer or what. So they took it and they removed it and they tested it. It was just what it was. So now I know how to keep my pores. You got to open up your pores and then you got to seal them back in. So do your research. So, open up your pores. And when you do the hot shower, your pores are open, get the cleanser in it. Then you go follow it with cold water to close them back in. So if you notice people have really ginormous pores, that's when all impurities get into and everything like that. So do your research and do what's good for your skin. You don't have to do a lot of different products. Some simple, like you use purpose. I use Neutrogena. Just a
Yeah,
simple
you just
Neutrogena
gotta
bar.
find like I haven't always used purpose. I learned
Yeah.
about purpose though because all of the other stuff I was getting out the drugstores, including the Noxzema, it was damaging my skin. It was like
Mhm.
I have sensitive skin. And I have allergies too. Like, and so all of that harsh stuff my skin couldn't take it. Another thing I've learned about that I see a lot of people talk about, which is pretty natural, is black soap. Have you ever used black soap?
Yeah, black soap is good, especially for your skin, because if you use black soap like on your body, it kind of tones you out. And you got some people that's all they use black because it's natural. And it's so
Mm-hmm.
hard to find. You got to go to the natural people and just get the black soap. So that's something I heard was pretty good. I tried it before and I had a black soap for my face and it was like it don't lather at all, but you felt different. But it's so hard to find, you just got to go get because you don't want the fake black soap. You want the one you see them sitting up there mixing it and making it right then and there. So yeah, I heard that was pretty decent.
Gas said it's hard finding products for myself because I break out so bad with new things. I stay as natural as possible. That's what the purpose that I use. It really doesn't have stuff in it. It's kind of
Yeah.
like baby soap. It's baby soap for the most part. And so is the sunscreen. It's kind of like baby lotion without the baby scent. It's very natural. It's all
Right.
it doesn't, like I said, it's not, it doesn't have a bunch of extra chemicals and stuff in it. My skin can't take it. I can't take too much. Gas says, I like Aquaphor. I've heard of Aquaphor
Yeah,
before for
alcohol
my
is
face and
good.
coconut oil. Coconut oil is really good. Coconut
Good.
oil is good for your outer and inner body.
Yeah.
I use
And
coconut oil in I make body butters, you guys. I use coconut oil. I use hemp oil, coconut oil, almond oil, jojoba oil, shea butter, um, what's that plant? Aloe butter, and my body butters. All of the natural butters. Those are really, really good. Those are
Yeah.
really good. So any of
Oh,
those natural oils or butters are good for your body as moisturizers instead
mhm,
of and in spite of the lotion that we get at the store. Use
mhm.
some of those natural oils that they sell. I don't know what's if there's one that's better than the other, but they're the natural, and I get my stuff from like a supplier. Do you sell what you make? Absolutely. I have a website. It's I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, you know what? With the going back to what Gat said about the coconut oil, when you go to the store and get that coconut oil it look hard off the shelf. The minute you scoop it out and just do this and rub it together, you can put it all over your body. It's the same one. It's the same one you cook with and the same one you put over your body. It's the same thing, and you can't go wrong with it. So you get a big jar of that one. You kind of save a little bit, because that one is natural. They got the organic ones. Just try that. It's there.
So yeah, I've heard of Aquaphor. That's pretty natural, and the
Yeah,
coconut
yeah.
oil. Yep, I put it in the chat right there. All right, so we got our face game. I got allergies. I do take an allergy pill every day. I don't feel like it does anything. My allergies clear up more when I leave Michigan. I'm allergic to Michigan.
You so
So I do, and I don't take I don't do medicine, you guys. I think I take the pills that I take in the morning is I take a vitamin D, I take a vitamin B, the liquid drops that you put under your tongue, and I take my allergy pill. I take 3 things every morning. I don't have any other medications that I take. Even when I went recently to my doctor's appointment, they were like, "You don't take anything else?" I was like, "No, I don't need anything else. I just do those B, D, and the allergy pill. That's what I do every day, and I drink a lot of water, and I'm eating a lot healthier within this past year. And I'm not gonna act like, listen, I talk about weight a lot, y'all, and I will flex my little abs, my 50-year-old abs and myself a lot. I don't judge people based on weight, though. I do not. I fluctuate. I fluctuated and I have a struggle with food. I'm addicted to food. I've never been morbidly obese, but I have been out of the weight range that's prescribed, that's stupid in the sense that BMI stupidness. So I don't judge, but I am very mindful now. I do it every 10 years of what I eat. And so my goal now is to stop with the fluctuation and to stay here. So let me see. That's the puffiness. I wanted to talk about my allergies. I've had braces in my life. I got a couple caps, y'all. I done had some cavities because my goal is to not need dentures. I think before I would ever let me tell y'all, my daddy got dentures, y'all. He don't like to glue them in. Have you ever seen an old man with dentures? And when he starts talking, girl, my daddy be talking. I'd be like, what is that? Why are you doing that?
You know
I'd be
what?
like, just put the glue in, daddy. Just go get the glue them in.
It's crazy when you talk about people when they go like to the dentist. Like I tell everybody, I might not have straight teeth, but I have healthy teeth. But I go
Yeah.
to the dentist, and the older you get, the more you really have to go, because what it is that you got like you have to have what they call like the deep cleaning, go up under the gums to get all the stuff, because you might have receding, and they want to make sure that you are being taken care of. So I go to my dentist, and I'll be like, well, I guess I'll go and just take care of it.
Every
So
6 months, y'all, please go get your teeth cleaned. You need
yeah,
that deep cleaning, not once a year.
nope.
Go get your teeth cleaned every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then when
Well,
you go get your teeth cleaned, change the battery in your smoke alarm. And
yeah.
If you haven't changed the filter in your filters in your home, change that too. You're supposed to do that every 3 months. I learned the hard way because I almost killed my thing, whatever that thing is in the basement. You got to take care of your house like you take care of
Yeah.
your body. But
And
your
and
teeth, 6 months. Every 6
it's,
months, go get your teeth clean.
and then people be like, and then that way that's when you go there, that's when they can check for like cancer on the tongue, if you got cancer inside your mouth and stuff like that. That's why it's important that you go and get those health checkup and go and get it done, because when they're cleaning your teeth, you may not like the cleaning process, because I hate it. I'm like, oh my God, this is grueling. But like I said, and I don't have to come out, I don't have to get the whitening and straight, because your teeth are not naturally white.
Your teeth not
When
supposed to
they
be white, white.
white,
Stop
white.
it. Stop it with the whitening strip. Stop it. Unless your teeth are brown, leave your teeth alone. My teeth are not white, white. They're not. I drink coffee every day. I drink a cup of coffee every morning. My teeth ain't gonna
But
be
you
white.
can
And if
go if you
I
want to.
whiten,
You can do a whitening strip if you want to, but
they
most
gonna
of the
turn
time,
back brown. I'm still gonna drink
like
coffee.
like my dentist told me, what the best thing they gave me was, like, they want you to take care of your gums, your teeth. So they gave us what they call, it's by Crest, and it's all about detoxify. It's called detoxify, and it's healthy, and it's for your gums, to keep your gums stripped, because as we get older, our stuff tend to get a little weak and things like that. So they want us to make sure we stay healthy and keep it good. So it's very important that you go, and right when you go to the dentist, change your toothbrush head. If you use, and they say the best toothbrush is an electric toothbrush. You ain't got to buy a fancy one. You can get the one with the battery in it. And they say the one with the round head is the best one. That's what my dentist was saying, because it mirrors what they do when they clean your teeth.
Yeah, I got that Oral B Big Boy. Costco had it on sale, child. I hooked it up. I got me and my kids that. Also, women who have had children or are going to
Oh
have
my God.
children, your children kill your teeth. Literally. Every child that you have is snatching the calcium out of your teeth.
Yes.
If you have a lot of kids, your teeth are very weak. They're weaker than if you don't have kids. Take care of your teeth. Your teeth, your dental health is so important. If
To a
you
lot of other
can't
stuff.
eat, if you can't eat fruits and vegetables because your teeth are too weak, you can't live a healthy life. Fruits, vegetables, and water. Like, if you can't do nothing else, fruits, vegetables, and waters are the basics of what you need to put into your body every single day mindfully. Fruits, vegetables, waters. If you can't eat raw fruits and vegetables because your teeth hurt, stop and go get your teeth checked out. Please, y'all. Please, 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 please. You cannot live a healthy life with teeth that don't allow you to do it. I promise
Right.
you.
Okay, so
Um,
we talked about
we got teeth, we got eyes, nose, ears. I talked about the face bags. Wait,
talk
Amina
about
put something. Right, Amina, you know them boys. You got 4 boys, girl, and them boys. My son wrecked my body. He is the reason I had to have a C-section. That damn esophageal atresia. They was like, you can't have him naturally. I was like, why? Because we want to make sure he's going to be okay. So we're going to take him out of you on this date at this time. And then we're going to take him right into the emergency room and make sure everything's like, them boys, to this day, he is still driving me crazy.
you still remember them big needles too, don't you?
Girl, they used to stick my stomach with these needles, y'all, to drain the fluid. So esophageal, I'm gonna give y'all a real quick one because I did a video about it. It's on my channel somewhere. Esophageal atresia is when your esophagus doesn't connect to your stomach. So my son's esophagus and his stomach weren't connected together. So I didn't even know this because I had already had my daughter, but babies drink amniotic fluid. Now, I done had a whole child and didn't know that because it's a normal pregnancy. You don't know when stuff is wrong. Well, my son taught me that babies drink amniotic fluid. And when the babies can't drink the amniotic fluid, your stomach blows up because the fluid accumulates. And baby, I used to have to go in and they used to put this real big long needle in me and they used to pull the gallons of fluid out of me. And his little butt used to be in there touching the needle like this. And to this day, he walks around my house and touches everything. I blame him.
Leave that boy alone.
But yes, I love them to death. I love them to death,
Yeah.
both of them. So true. My son tore mine up. My twins, not so much. Right, them boys, to this day, they still driving us crazy, still, and we love them to death.
Where my heart?
I love.
Okay, heart. Heart next. Heart care, ladies.
So yeah, so let's get into. So that's the upper body
Mm-hmm.
part. Let's get into this mid body part. We can start with boobies.
The heart. The
Let's start
heart,
with
the lung.
boobies, and then we can go on the inside. Let's go
Yeah.
external. Boob care. Let's
Boob
talk about
care.
mammograms.
Very important. Just go every year. That's all I got to say about it. And do your self exams. Arm up. Do it around. Feel, 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 feel. Press, 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 press. Circle, circle, circle,
Lay
circle.
flat, lay
Press
flat,
it.
lay flat.
Lay
Don't do it
flat.
like this. Or in the shower.
In the shower. That's what I was about to say. Shower is the best one because you can do it because it's flat. And you should know if you have a partner and they mess around with you, they should be able to tell us something is different too. So,
Yeah. If your
but if you
partner be
feel
like,
something different,
yep,
go to the doctor.
yeah. Also, so my mammogram journey is a lot different than yours, Foxy, because I've had implants, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
I got implants 12 years ago. Was it 12 years? And
Something
when
like
I
that.
something like that. When I first 2009, it was 2009 because I had my son and I was done breastfeeding. I knew I wasn't gonna have any more kids, and I just wanted my girls to be girls again because they was flat pancakes because the breastfeeding child of it all, and I didn't have very big breasts at the time. So my 2009 version of me wanted implants, and plus all my friends was getting implants, you know what I'm saying, and all the girls on the socials, I was like, girl, I want some too. And so I got me some. And so before I got them, I had to have a mammogram. So I wasn't at mammogram age yet, but I needed a mammogram for the plastic surgeon in order for him to do the implants. So I got the implants. I didn't need a breast lift because the implants lifted the girls up, and they made me, I thought I wanted to be a full C. I wanted to be a full, I was like, because I was a B at the time before I had kids, and then I felt like they turned into pancakes afterwards. So I wanted to be a full C child. He made me a D. I had the girls, right? So what happened was, after I did that, my healthcare provider wanted me to come in. They saw something, but it wasn't, they didn't think it was cancerous. But then I had to start getting mammograms every 6 months because of implants, y'all. Every 6 months. Child. So I've had mammogram experiences, and when you have implants with mammograms, your mammogram experience is different because they use a different imaging machine, and they have to pull your tissue away from the implant and squeeze and needless to say, listen, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all because that's what I do. It is what it is. Judge somebody else, not me, because I don't care. Um, Needless to say, as I moved into this 50-year-old phase of life, one of the implants was weird. Like I couldn't sleep on my stomach anymore. It felt really hard to the touch. When I lifted my arms, one of them was still natural looking, but this one on this side, at the bottom, it was like it had gotten a flat shelf look to it. And it just looked weird to me. And I'm not going to act like I'm not vain. I am very vain. It is who I am. I am very vain about myself. I have an aesthetic that I like to have. And so I'm looking, I'm like, what's wrong? And so I went in 2 years ago to a new plastic surgeon. It's a whole nother how I got to this new, we'll talk about that when we get to the stomach part. But I went into this new plastic surgeon, and he was like, well, we can just replace it with a new implant. And I got a quote and everything. And I was like, I'm about to be 50 years old. Like, the foolishness of all these surgeries needs to stop. It just needed to stop. I needed to be more accountable. And I'm like, child, you got a child going to college. Your son is about to graduate from high school. You got to do better with your finances, and you're getting older. And like, how many times are you going to keep going under the knife? Like, girl, get it together. So I didn't go in for it to get it fixed. I waited, I prayed on it, I thought about it. And this past year, I was like, take them out. Just take them out. And so I made a decision to have the implants removed, and I had to lift. So I got itty bitty titties again. But I got them lifted up. And so I'm natural-ish again, but now I have a scar. It's a letter T. So from the nipple under, it goes straight across, and then across the bottom, there's a scar that I will have forever. And it doesn't bother me. I can sleep on my stomach again. I don't have the big boobs. Now my clothes don't fit no more. Besides the fact that I lost over 30 pounds, now I don't have boobs. So half of the clothes I used to wear, I can't wear no more. So yeah, that's a whole nother story. But mammograms are important. I saw what Amina put in here. She said, y'all, I had one as a teen. I thought I had a lump, but they was just growing. Do y'all remember when y'all boobs first started growing? It was the most painful shit ever. I was like, what is happening? I think I was 12 years old when them things started growing. I was like, ouch. And my mother wasn't a real talker. Like, she didn't help me with my period. She didn't help me with the boobs growing. I was like, it hurts. It hurted so bad when them things started coming in. It was the worst feeling ever. Child, yes, got them growing pains of them boobs. I mean, he said, I'm going to always be a part of the little bitty titty committee. I'm back, girl. I'm back with y'all. I left y'all for like 12 years, but I'm back, girl. I'm back again.
I've never been part of the itty bitty titty committee.
All right, big boobs. Big
Always
boobs.
had
Waxy.
38 B's on you. Always B. And I'm proud of it. And if I don't want to wear a bra, I'm okay with that one. I won't wear them most of the time neither. Like, girl, these things need to be free. Hate all that constriction.
Bras should be banned everywhere.
They should be. It's stupid.
Bras are trash. Bras were made to have us conform to society. Mm-hmm. You don't see the women over in Africa with shirts or bras on. We gotta wear bras and a shirt. I want a suntan. See this right here? I should be able to take my top off at the beach without repercussions so I can be tanned all over. Can you imagine how white my titties are? They are. They whiter than this part of my scalp. I need a tan on them things and my booty. Amina said, Foxy, I didn't want to be here. She didn't want to be in an itty bitty titty committee with me. She wanted big boobies. Me too, Amina. That's why I bought me some. That's why I bought me some, girl. I done lived with the bigger boobs.
These things is something else.
Girl, they be sweaty,
because when you got them, you only can wear, like, I don't care now. Now I got used to wearing, I wear whatever top I want to wear. They just be there and they be like, hey girl, hey. I'm like, hey. So, on my what I call us, what I say I'm doing, my little diet.
Some type of diet, girl, child. Yeah, I said I went from a B to a D out of nowhere before. Oh, you had like a titty growth spurt.
Yeah. That's how I did.
My daughter did too.
I did that
too. My daughter did too. My daughter. So my mom has bigger boobs. I wasn't blessed with big boobs. And my daughter's boobs. Child, I'm like, I told her, I was like, you might need a breast reduction because I feel like it's not something that I will force on her. It's something that I will put in her environment though, because a lot of women with extremely big boobs have really bad back problems. Like those things can hurt you, the rest of your body if you don't get them. One of my good friends, her daughter just had a breast reduction. She's a little tiny person, but she had a breast reduction because they were killing her back. And those bras that they make don't always help. Sometimes those bras do more damage than just letting the girls be free. Hey, we on live. Good morning, sunshine. Child, we over here talking
Oh,
about all things women. So if you uncomfortable talking, listen. You can listen in.
no, we
We
on
welcome
our
you to listen in though. Like listen in to the girls talk about all of the things. We
we're
done
not
moved from the
comfortable.
top of our
We're not
heads.
comfortable.
We in the mid section now. We talking about breast care.
Okay, so we talking about our breasts. Let's move down to the stomach.
Oh Lord, I got you go first because you know I got a long story
Yeah,
about that stomach area.
the stomach. Okay, so everybody know when you young, everything your stomach be tight, it be flat, it be looking good. You have a baby, and that shit just ain't never been right again. So what you do? You just all that I can say is that you know what, be healthy and be comfortable in your own skin because me and organizers talked earlier, and you know because I told I was going on a semi diet.
That's what it is. Y'all, she doing a semi diet. I was like, what
Okay,
the
it's a
semi diet?
semi diet because you know when I go on vacation next month, you know, then I decide I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna let it wait. If it's hang out, just hang out. I'm comfortable in my own body. But it's not even about that. The stomach part, you have to take care of your stomach. So you need to know what you put into it. Like for years, like for me, I never understood why whether I ate watermelon or tomatoes or stuff like that, why it's always bothered me. You know, we as black people, we gonna eat some spaghetti. We gonna eat the chili, you gonna eat watermelon, but I never knew that what it was until I had to go get an allergy test. That's when I found out. That's why my gastro system is really weird. Full disclosure, I'm not a person to go to the bathroom. You're supposed to go like 3 or 4 times. I don't go like that. But when I went and got my gastro thing, and I went and had a colonoscopy, which is all part of that, it was nothing there. It wasn't blocked. It said because of the way my body is built up, I'm not the type of person that would just go to the bathroom like that. So when you start feeling sluggish and unhealthy with it, it's just a matter of you just getting more vegetables in your life and drinking more water. Because the more water you help, the more it helps go through there. And just be careful, just mindful what you put in your body. But I'm telling you, water is the key. Water is a natural laxative. It naturally balance out the body and make it flow how it is. Like I said, full disclosure, I'm not a natural person to go. And my doctor said there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not a person to go like everybody go. And I've been like that since when I was younger, but it's nothing wrong with me. It's just the way my body is made up. So you do lots of vegetables, which has a lot of fiber and stuff in it. You just do stuff naturally, and the natural vegetables and fruits is good for your stomach. And you'll see that little weight loss journey. Now, if you want to just do some things and organize and talk about that one to get the flap away, like me, I can do it. I can. She seen me do it, like, and I might just get greedy, but like, shit, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat because I was like, I'm a foodie. When I eat, I'm going to eat, and that says nothing wrong with it. Just I'm comfortable in my body, and I will wear a 2-piece swimming suit and won't give a damn what you think about it.
Because you shouldn't be worried about what people got on in the first place. Mind your business.
Mind your business.
So, yeah, I got stories for days.
Oh Lord.
I am the queen, not the queen, but I've had several procedures. So let's talk about it. So my stomach area, I had my daughter naturally. I think overall I told y'all every 10 years I go through this weight loss thing. I do big birthdays. When I turned 20, I lost weight. When I turned 30, I lost weight. When I turned 40, I lost weight. When I turned 50, I lost weight. I got to get out of the losing weight, right? So I want to stay here. We know water, fruits, and vegetables are the basics that we need to be the healthiest we can be. We do not need processed foods like breads, pastas. We don't even need rice and corn. Corn is not your friend. It's not. It's good though. It's satisfying. We like comfort foods. And so, yeah. So those things, the basics and the things that we don't necessarily need, but we are addicted to. Bread feels so good going down. Pasta is just so filling when it's in you, like the process, like all of that. So, my daughter was natural. I was able to lose weight after her. 2 years later, I had my son. So I didn't, the process between my daughter and my son, the weight didn't matter because I was pregnant 2 years later, and then I had my son. My son was a C-section, so that was the first invasion of my stomach area. And when they do C-sections on us, they're not plastic surgeons. They don't really care what it looks like when they put you back together. They don't go in there and repair the muscles. They cut through all of the tissues, all of the muscles, pull that baby out, stitch you back up, and be like, boom. Some of us are able to go back to normal after. And I'm not going to lie, when I turned 40, I was able to go back because I lost the weight. Somewhere between 40 and 50, before I got to 50, I gained weight again. I looked at some of my old YouTube videos in about 2016. I had already gained back from 2012 to 2016 a little over 20 of the pounds that I lost from 40 to 40, 44. Yeah. I had gained back some of the weight, and I was depressed. I had just lost my job. I was going through things. When I was going through it, I don't think I realized I was depressed, but I was. Now that I'm where I'm at now, and I looked at those videos, I was like, girl, what was going on? I was like, oh, you was unemployed. You were gaining weight again. Like I was going through it, but I didn't know I was going through it. I can see it now. Hindsight is always 2020. So at that time, I had so much going on. I was going through a divorce, baby daddy drama, child support, non-payment, just all of the things. And I had to move back into the hood because after the divorce, I moved back into the hood because it was affordable, and I had 2 kids to raise. And so I had to do what I needed to do while I was still looking for a new job, all of the things. Like, it was just so much going on. And I didn't think I was going to ever lose the weight again. So at 44 years old, I had gave up on trying to lose weight again. I was like, girl, you a thick girl. You like to eat the things. Just eat the things. Be happy. And just, this is who you are. And so I had a pooch. I had a little pooch. And so the guy that did my breast implants, I went back to him to look at my little, I thought probably might have been 145 to 150 pounds at that time. And I had a little pooch, and I was like, I just don't want the pooch. It wasn't, Amina, that's why I kept your comment up here about the 4 boys later. It's flat, but the skin is loose. That was my pooch at the time. So it absolutely makes sense. So I went in, and he told me I didn't need a tummy tuck because I just had a pooch, right? What do we call it? A fupa now? And I just wanted to get rid of it. I wanted to stay thick. I just wanted to get rid of the fupa. And so he told me he could do something called a mini tuck. And so he went in, he didn't cut me from side to side. He went into the 2 sides where my C-section scars were, and he liposuctioned some of the fat out of there. No, ma'am. Don't do that. Don't do that. That was the worst shit I've ever done to my body. It was it was terrible. I should have left the fupa alone. It was tragic, y'all. I was miserable. I was already gaining weight again. I was already depressed. I was already going through life and drama and all of the things. And then my fupa was flappy. It was just a flappy fucking mess that I paid for. I was so mad. And then I went back and I was like, you got to fix it. And I went back to him about 3 times, and he kept trying to fix it. And it got worse and worse and worse until 2019. It was bad. Foxy lived with me through that. It was really bad. Mind you, I'm still gaining weight. I think I had got back up to like 160-ish during that time, because I was like, the depression was real. And a lot of times when we're going through that type of depression, we don't know. And I'm such a visual person. Like, it was really bad for me. Everybody on the outside was like, it's not that bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could live with it. Like, girl, I got a stomach. Your stomach ain't bad. For me, it was bad. It might not have been bad for anybody else. But Foxy knows me, and she knows it was bad for me. I was really self-conscious about it. So self-conscious. And again, I didn't think I was going to lose weight again. I was like, I'm done counting calories. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. I can do this by myself. And I couldn't. So 2019, fast forward 2019, I got tired of being tired about it. I got tired of being tired. I was still thickums, but I found a new plastic surgeon and I went and had a full tummy tuck. Baby, I was a thick, snatched, flat girl. I was, but I was still thick. And so it was what it was. And so I haven't had anything else done to my tummy since the fix. He fixed what the other surgeon messed up. And then now that I've lost the weight, everything kind of has settled back to where it should be. I think if I never would have did the first procedure of the mini tuck and I just would have lost the weight, I would have been fine. But my vanity got the best of me, honestly. And my thick girl and the chicken wings and the potatoes and the French fries and the kettle chips had me thinking I was never going to lose weight again. And so I spent a lot of unnecessary money, but it's fixed now. We're like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that's why I share my journey, because I don't want anybody to ever be ashamed about anything that they've done or lived through. And if I can stop somebody from doing some of the things I did, like the implants, don't do that. Don't do implants, y'all. If you need to do anything, just get your girls lifted. The lift is awesome. But anything else, it was a lot. But if you are at the size that you know you want to be at and you need a tuck, invest in the full tummy tuck. Don't let nobody tell you just liposuction or just the mini tuck. That's bullshit. Get the full tummy tuck. Just get it over with.
So you wouldn't have never have to go back that second time had we did the first time.
Yeah.
And before disclosure, going with her to see her going through that shit, it was horrific for me. I'm sitting because I'm the person there with her, so I'm like, they coming out well, I'm like, well, what the hell? Like one point when they didn't even come out and talk to me, I was like, what the hell is going on back there? So I'm glad.
And one of the things you got to understand, every time, like surgery in general is risky. And as you get older, you might have to have a lot of procedures that you have to have anesthesia for. Getting put under anesthesia is a risk. So I've taken several risks by going under anesthesia, and you have to sign away. Like if you don't wake up, you don't wake up. We know Kanye lost his mom because of plastic surgery. So there are risks involved. It's not just a quick, oh, I'm going to get this fixed. And ladies, don't ever put shit in your ass. It's not necessary. Black women's asses come in all shapes and sizes. Black women, ladies, don't do that. That is the worst surgery you can ever do. I've never done that.
I wasn't blessed with ass. I was blessed with the boobs, and I'm okay with the little booty.
And I don't have a big booty. I have hips, but I don't have that round thing in the back. Y'all, that's not meant for us to have. There's some type of, like, when they put silicone back, that stuff. You see what's her name? K. Michelle. Her story. She almost died because of it. We've seen Nicki Minaj's things go all, listen, Madonna's ass. Like what? No. Some of the surgeries that they are doing, the BB, like that stuff, it's just too much. It's just too much.
But when people you watch people go through that, and when people have that kind of stuff, I think it's just them to it's how you feel about yourself. Once you feel comfortable in your own skin, whatever you do, what you do, like we're not saying we're not judging nobody, because we're not judging people. You do what's right for you, because we've all been through it. And it's weird because like organized talk about a tummy tuck, I can talk about just having a hysterectomy.
We're gonna get there. Don't be, you moving too fast. You're moving too fast. We got stories to tell. You gonna tell your stories too, girl. We done been through it.
40 more minutes, because I gotta get ready.
Okay, we're gonna get you there. Okay, we're gonna get you there, because this is a good conversation.
It's good.
So Amina asks, what foods put weight on you? So yes, We On Lock says white rice, bread, and meat. I don't eat beef or pork. but I've still been able to gain weight, whether I'm eating beef or pork. And I haven't eaten beef or pork since I was 20 years old. Like, I stopped that in college. That's how I lost weight when I was turning 20. I stopped eating beef or pork. But breads, processed foods, chips, fries are the devil. You will overeat potato chips. You will overeat bread because it just feels good and comforting. Pasta is not, is you can eat a little, you just don't need to eat a lot. Like yesterday when I went to dinner, I had my seafood and I had a thing of not sweet potatoes, but mashed potatoes. I ate very little bit of that, very little, and I didn't bring any of the mashed potatoes home. It's not necessary. In moderation, that's why I say I eat whatever I want to eat. I tasted the mashed potatoes, I just didn't eat them all. Stop feeling like you have to eat all of the food on your plate, and stop going back for seconds. Most of the times when you go to a restaurant, the serving is not one serving. They're giving you more than you need to eat at one time. Cut it in half, take the other part home, eat it tomorrow for lunch or dinner. Don't eat it all at the restaurant. Just stop eating. You don't have to clean your plate. We grew up at a time where if you sat in front of food at your mama's table, your mama said you're not leaving until you finish cleaning your plate. That mentality has to be, we have to unwind that mentality. That is not true. A serving is a fistful of food. One serving is one fistful. We are eating 3 and 4 servings of food. Chips, a whole bag of chips is the devil. It's bullshit. You're not supposed to eat all of that food. Look at the serving sizes on your food. The best way to grocery shop is the outside of the grocery store. When you start going down those aisles in the grocery store, all of that's the processed food. All of the stuff on the outside shelves of the grocery store is the stuff that you're supposed to eat. That's where the fruits and the vegetables and the meats and everything else. And dairy for a lot of Black people is the devil. We are not processing dairy. We can't. We are lactose intolerant, the majority, a lot of us. And as we get older, it gets worse. A lot of us are lactose intolerant. A lot, like I know that I am. I do a lot of almond dream. I do almond milk. I do almond ice cream. It's not ice cream, but it's almond ice cream. I do a lot of that. And I find ways to, and sherbet is cool, but you got to be mindful of sugar. Sugar is the devil too, y'all. Processed foods, sugar, and all of those carbs, that's what you got to watch out for. I'm going to be a pancake before I do that mess. Yep, Madonna too. Yes, Madonna. She did something to her ass and it went flat. You ain't 50 Cent was dogging her out about her ass. She had ass. Yes. Look at her booty. Her booty is not right. That's what, and then these women that get their asses done when they get older, they look crazy. Them asses don't look right when you get older. Just like women who mess with their face, their faces start to look weird when they get older, and their ass looks weird when they get older. It might look cute when you're in your 20s and 30s, but as you age, which is the goal, it just looks crazy. Yes, most end up regretting it. That damn self-esteem is no joke. I'm with you. And that's why I've been through the things that I've been through. If you want to eat a full course meal, just be balanced. Absolutely. You can have the meal, but you don't have all of it. I have dessert. I literally went, when I was at the airport on my way back, I had that big cookie dessert with the ice cream. I ate the edges of the cookie. I had the ice cream separated, and I might have dipped into that ice cream 3 times because I can't really eat ice cream. I don't process it. I just like to taste stuff now. If I get the taste, I'm satisfied. We got to stop eating to get full. We need to eat to be satisfied. Right. Eat to give your body the energy that it needs to move. And we got to exercise. Like if you do nothing else, walk. Just walk. Walk. Foxy, get your shit together. Walk. I ain't say no. That's good. That's good. That way the who don't you be rolling. Y'all see Foxy over here getting spicy with me? Foxy like to get spicy with me. She thinks since I'm the little sister, she can just, you know what I'm saying, be all up and do all of the things. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, I do. I have my way to hula hoop, which is so much fun. I do that one. And baby, it's a workout too. So I do that.
Yeah, I will have a flat ass too. I mean, I'm not doing none of that stuff. But I did. I'm not gonna lie. The boobs was fun. They was fun for my 30s. As I got older, though, girl, let them things go. They gone. They gone. and I don't have a problem. Listen, at my party the other day, one of my friends that hasn't seen me in a long time, she thought it was a secret. She came up to me and she know I don't care. Like I talk about the things. She was like, "What happened to your boobs?" I said, "Girl, I took them things out." Like, girl, it's not a secret. I know people can see I ain't got titties no more. I removed them. Thank you. Thank you to the surgeon. I'm done. I'm free of boobies.
That is look, and getting back to your butt doing the tasting, like, okay, guys, if y'all didn't see her video live when she had her 50th birthday party, now she had cakes and cookies and stuff, the
I
cupcakes.
tasted all of them.
She tasted, she pinched off of each cookie, each cupcake. We was cracking up. We was like, and somebody was like, I was like, y'all better eat that shit because she ain't gonna eat it. She just tasted it.
And
Like,
I didn't take none of it home. I didn't take any of
no,
that cake home. I
mm-mm.
gave it all away. I left it with the waitresses. I didn't take
Yeah.
none of them cookies and cupcakes,
We
but I
I was
tasted.
good too because I didn't even eat. I ate a little bit of the cake and maybe one of the cookies, and other than that, I was like, mm-mm.
I tasted all of the things though. Like I'm
Yeah.
tasting it, but you ain't got to eat it all. Detroit is what's
Detroit
up.
is
We got
great.
good. Listen, Detroit in the summertime, child. We be living our best life in Detroit. It's lit,
It's
lit.
lit. Yeah,
The weather
lit.
is beautiful. Okay, look. So Foxy can't be with us, but for like another 30 minutes. Another 30 minutes, right? So let's talk about this. We talked about, we need to talk about colonoscopy and we need to talk about hysterectomies, y'all. Because I am at the age where I am about to start going through perimenopause and menopause in general. Foxy hasn't gone through menopause. My mother can't remember her menopause story.
No.
So,
I remember I went through menopause.
oh,
But
did
I have
you?
to tell my story. So
Okay.
remember, okay, so when I was like 30 something, remember I had to have a partial hysterectomy, and when you do a partial hysterectomy, they leave your ovaries so you don't spiral down into menopause.
Okay.
So when I had to go back and have my ovaries taken out because they were bad, they was encapsulated because I had. That's why I can never really have surgery because I have scar tissue that's built up really bad. So my scar tissue had built up, so it encapsulated one of my ovaries, and it was really painful. So I had to go get my ovaries both removed. Mind you, this was in my 30s.
Mm.
So I've been going through menopause since then. So the minute they took your ovaries out, your ovaries balance you out. It slowly take you through, your estrogen. It takes you through the process. So when you turn 50, you go through menopause. So in my 30s, close to my 40s, I was in menopause. Soon as that day, they took my ovaries, and Kish, you should remember this.
I
'Cause
remember this. I
yeah,
do remember
when I
this.
went, because remember, and as soon as they took them, I spiraled. I went straight into full menopause in my 30s, late 30s, not in my 40s, full menopause. Now, mind you, now I had when they took the ovaries, that's when I had the full hysterectomy. When they go in and do a hysterectomy, it's you that is major surgery. So you are in surgery. So what they do, they do give you. I do have a bikini cut. They do cut you from the root. They cut you from one side of your stomach to the other one, and they go in and take out all the things. The first time they was going to do the first partial is when they took my uterus and they left the ovaries. When I went to go get my ovaries done, they was going to do laparoscopic where they just did a little slit on each side of one of your belly button, and they can go in with the little robots and
Yeah,
snatch them
I've seen
out.
that.
They did that and they got one out, but the other one was so they couldn't find it because it was so enclosed with all the scar tissue from the first surgery. They had to stop that part. They had to call in a whole new medical team because at this point they had to cut me open. So they had to cut me back open all the way across my stomach again just to get that one ovary out. So mind you, story is that I'm in surgery while your people out there watching. They got the surgery board where they can see where you are. They take you through the process in surgery, under the knife, all this kind of stuff. My name disappeared off the board, and at that point, my husband and my mother really panicked. It was like, what is going on? That's when they had to come out and tell them they had to stop the surgery. They had to bring in a whole new different team of people, and that's when they had to cut me back open on that actual scar to get that one ovary out. So yeah, spiraling down a menopause. Now let's fast forward 10 years. Now I went through natural menopause. So mind you, when they take your stuff out, you have no more period stuff like that, but you still get the sensation of you having a period every month. So get to my 50s when I'm going to my natural menopause. So for 50 until I'm going through natural menopause, which is bad because now I'm going through the hot flashes, the night sweats all over again that I did in my 30s. So that means I've been menopausing from late
Wow.
30s all the way through 55. When I turn 55 or when I turn 55, because full disclosure, guys, I'm 58, 2 years I'll be 60. Okay. So when I turn 55, 56, it starts slowing down. That's when your menopause starts. That's when you stop having so many night sweats and the cold sweats and all that kind of hot flash and stuff like that. Every now and again, want to pop through there, but it's not as bad as it was that you've been going through it for years. So that's the one part of having an early hysterectomy. And I only had one child, and they didn't want to do it, but because the reason why I had to get it, ladies, guess what that was? The freaking fibroids. I had a
Mm,
fibroid that was so big that when the
yeah.
doctor went in with the scope, it hit the scope. It was so huge. He was like, "Oh my God, we got to get this out of you." It was huge, and and the fibroids make your stomach look bigger too. So at that point, I'm thinking I'm just fat, or I can't get rid of the fatness in my gut. It was a fibroid that was sitting there. So that's when they decided I need to have all that taken out of. So that's when I had. That's why I had the first surgery. Then the second one was because my ovaries just wasn't doing what I had to do. And it's not um it's not a pretty thing. Like I said, you up under the knife. And so I would never forget to this day when I woke up from the surgery, I looked over there and I'm like, wow, I'm in so much pain because with laparoscopic, it's like a surgery and you go home the next day and you be there. With the cut, you stay for a couple of days because you got to get up and walk and stuff like that. When I woke up, I'm like, wow, why I'm hurting so bad. I would never forget this till the day I die. My husband gonna look at me, Thompson, babe, they cut you from the Rudy to the Tootie. I was like, oh, and you know how crazy
He just
my
wanted to
husband
make
is.
you smile, right?
But I had to laugh on that one. So that is my journey with hysterectomy. So, ladies, important that when you go
That's
get,
a
it's
lot.
important to go get the pap smears, get checked out. Even though I was going to get them, I never had pap smears. But what made me knew I had fibroids because I was never a person. And when I came on my monthly, my period, I never bled. And then when I started bleeding heavy, I'm like, what's going on? That's when I got checked out. That's when I knew I had little fibroids. So they can do one or two things with that one. They can go in, they can scrape them off, they can so when the doctor saw the big one, he said, I can go in and scrape it off, but it will come back. And I'm like, well, what's the other option? He said, just go in and just take your uterus if you're done with kids. I'm like, just take it. He said, those will always keep coming. So that was my decision. I had to make that decision. Either I can go every so often and get them scraped, but you would still have a bad period and you would still get the fibroids. You still have the hardness in your stomach and all that kind of stuff. And what they say, trust me, when you get cut right down there, they cut all the nerves. And still to this day, I have like one part of my stomach, I have no feeling in it because that nerve is gone. They couldn't put that muscle and nerve back together. So you don't have that feeling where you're supposed to have that nerve at because they cutting through everything. So when they go do a hysterectomy, they moving shit out the way to get to the uterus. And they have to put all that shit back together. So that's why it's important that you just know what's going on. Ladies, investigate and know what your body is. And the reason why you have to get those pap smears so that if they can catch the fibroids, some are good. They can go in and laser them off. Like mine, it wasn't possible. I had to get the surgery order for me to live a fulfilled and painfulless life. That's my
And
story.
fibroids, black women, a lot of black women have fibroids. I didn't know I had fibroids until I got pregnant. Where you going, girl? Girl. Hey girl.
I'm back.
You just be walking away like, girl, we is over here having a whole conversation, and you just like, oh.
Let me go. I'll be back. That's Foxy for it.
So I didn't know I had fibroids until I got pregnant. Like that's when and now that I'm done with having kids and I'm entering the perimenopausal stage of life, the I just did I had a visit with my OBGYN last week, and she told me, she was like, well, you have fibroids, but they're not as bad. She was like, so you've probably had them all your life. I said, I knew I had them when I was pregnant because my doctors will always tell me about them, but they didn't want to do anything with them because my fibroids only got bigger when I was pregnant. And then after I would have kids, they would get smaller, they would shrink. She told me, well, at this stage of your life, they are going to continue to shrink. So I think if you don't, now you freezing up. Okay, you good. So I think like as Black women, a lot of us live with fibroids. It sounds like yours were a lot worse than mine were, but I think most Black women, a lot of us have them, and we don't know about them until we have kids or until we feel something. So yeah, I have fibroids too. What else? So the fibroids, the hysterectomy. I've never had a hysterectomy. I believe I am in the perimenopause. I can't hear you. You done muted yourself, girl. What you doing?
Okay, yeah, you ain't in no pre nothing. Ain't no such thing as pre nothing. You in menopause. You just in the first stage of it.
So now listen, I'm still getting a monthly period though. I still get them like literally on time.
Scary, which is kind of scary because you'll get it and then you might not get it, so you got to be careful.
It's starting to get weird. So like I've had a consistent, like every X amount of days, my girl come and then she go, and she lasts 5 days. Recently, probably since April and this month, she'll like act like she coming and then it'll be nothing and then she come. I'm like, girl, what you in here doing? So it's like she coming, but then is she not coming? Like, what's happening? I know I'm not afraid that I'm pregnant, girl. No, it's not happening. So I'm like, so that ain't it. So it's got to be this perimenopause that happens because menopause. Yeah, it gets weird, and then the menopause. You are in menopause or have gone through menopause if you have 12 months of no period.
Right. It has to be 12 months because in that part you might have a period like once every 6 months. It might just come with you. So it ain't no way for you to keep keep track of it at this point. So right now it's gonna probably be hard for you to keep track of it because you'll be like, okay, I'm coming. And you're gonna get this, like to this day, I get the sensation every month that it's that time of the year. Like I get the bloatness. I don't know if it's a mental thing or if it's just something because your body, because like I said, I've been going through menopause since I was in my late 30s. So it's like, it's kind of, so right now, since I'm going through it naturally, my body's saying, girl, hey, you going through menopause. So you should be having one, but you haven't had one. And you might, so it's all weird. It's just all, your body is just jacky.
Yeah. So young ladies, this is some of the stuff y'all gonna encounter. Like just your vaginal health. Go get those pap smears. Yes. Get checked out. If you're discharged, every woman has a discharge. Like it just is what it is. Sorry, Mike. If it doesn't seem normal, go ask about it. Right. If you got a smell coming out of your vajayjay, you smell yourself before anybody else. Y'all, please go to the doctor. Don't nobody want to smell you. Some ain't right up in there. And our pH down there can get thrown off from anything. If you go swimming and you keep your swimsuit on for too long, it can throw your pH off. If you are having intercourse, a condom might throw your pH off. The bacteria from a man's penis can throw your pH off. Y'all go take care of your vaginal health. It is so important. And it can lead to cancer. It can lead to all types of things. You need to know what's happening down there. You need to know what your normal is. Your normal might not be your mother's normal. It might not be your auntie's normal. Know what your normal is. Please, 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 please.
And do your research, because your research, especially for your vaginal area, it's okay. So a natural smell is like a must smell. That's our natural smell. There's nothing wrong with that. So all these products, like all them douches,
don't use none of that shit.
Don't use none of that stuff because don't do that stuff, and be careful because if you talk to any gynecologist, they say the way you clean yourself down there is with natural, just with water. You don't have to put no soaps, not because your natural, you're taking away the natural
It cleanses
stuff that
itself.
cleans it out, and you don't want to take all the cleansing stuff out of it. So if it's like a slight musk smell, but it's not a strong one. That is your natural odor. And remember, you are what you eat. You are
If
what you
you
eat.
eat asparagus, you're gonna stink.
Girl,
It
that
is what it is.
asparagus, yeah,
And
but
asparagus is good, but baby, it stinks. It's gonna
right.
stink.
So
That's why
just be
fruits and
careful.
vegetables are important.
Hmm.
Fruits and
That's why when
vegetables will
they say
change the
all these,
way your
yeah,
vagina smells. It's
and all
true.
these,
It's
when
true.
they say all these vaginal things, you do your research, lady. Because when you talk to a gynecologist, I'm telling you, one of the ones they say there's a natural cleanser is either, I don't think it's Vagisil, I think it's the one the Summer Ease. That's one of the ones because it's like a natural cleansing one, but it's not pulling you. Actually, when you cleanse it, this is how you supposed to proper cleaning up down there is all around the outside. You don't go inside at all. You just
No.
get all the stuff from the outside. You clean outside your lips part and you just brush the water through because you're taking away all the natural cleansing from there when you start putting all that stuff in your
And
body.
you're adding
Ladies,
bacteria to it.
yeah.
And that's
Ladies,
what
do your
helps
research. And
take
that's
off.
why they say you shouldn't take a lot of baths neither because that helps
Oh yeah, you
does it
don't want to
too.
sit in bath water. Sitting in bath water, that's not good.
Yeah. So do your research. Like this is from our experience, what we learn, and it's because we regularly go to see our gynecologists and stuff like that. Do your research, and that's why I say, ladies, all that cleansing, all that stuff down there, don't do it. It's your natural clean. Your body is a natural cleanser. It cleanses itself. Now, if you got some fish going on down there, your ass got
Something ain't right. You
some ain't
stink.
right. Mm-hmm.
You stink, girl. Go fix that. Go to the doctor. Get it checked out. Take some
Yeah.
medication. All right, this last one because I know you gotta go, Foxy. Colonoscopy, y'all. I just had my first colonoscopy.
Baby.
Baby. So listen.
It's not even a colonoscopy itself. It's the
It's the
shit you
prep.
gotta do before.
It's the prep.
It's
It's the prep,
prep.
y'all. Listen. They give you this big old, it's more than a gallon. It's a
It
lot.
is.
They give you this big old jug, and the jug got stuff in it. The
Oh my
night
God.
before your colonoscopy, you fill it up with lukewarm water, and you drink half of it. You got to drink half of the shit. It don't taste like nothing. It's not bad,
No.
but it's just a lot. So you got to stop eating at a certain amount of time of the day. You drink half of this solution.
Don't
Y'all,
plan on going nowhere.
listen. I wrote a post about my experience with this prep and this colonoscopy. So listen, I'm gonna share this with y'all. So this was my colonoscopy update to my Facebook friends. I said, number one, my son was scared because I couldn't leave the bathroom for over an hour last night. Number two, you got to drink the second half of the stuff the morning of the colonoscopy. I had to drink more this morning, and baby, the water shooting out of it all. So you're going to have water shooting out of your ass. Don't think it's gas. It's not. The shart of it all. Number three, the procedure was simple. They put my IV in here. They put this white milky substance in me. I looked at it and I was asleep, literally right after. I fell asleep. I woke up and I got pretty pictures of the inside of my colon. Number four, I was all clear and I don't have to do that again for another 10 years. Some of us need to go earlier before we're 50, and your doctor will tell you if you need to go before you're 50. They're starting to lower the age in general to about 45 now. And some of us will need to go before 10 years. What's nice, so they have this thing called Cologuard where you can take an at-home sample and mail it in. My only concern with that is, as uncomfortable as drinking all of the fluid is for the prep, if they find anything during the procedure, they remove the polyps immediately. If you do the Cologuard where you take the sample and mail it in, if they find something in that sample, it's not as accurate as the full colonoscopy. And if they find something, you still got to go do the prep and you still got to get the full colonoscopy. So just do the drink the drink, let the water shoot out of your ass, and get the procedure done. It's not that bad. I think I was more scared than I should have been. I was like, oh, this is terrible. But you are going to be stuck on the toilet for a long time.
Yep. Do not plan on going anywhere, people. Just make sure you have like your TV or your iPad in the bathroom with you. Make sure that you're in a house that has at least 2 bathrooms, because that's where you're gonna be at. Baby, when I say I couldn't move, and it's really weird because and then they put the gas in your stomach to kind of blow you up to do all that kind of stuff, and then the aftermath you be like, okay, but you come out, and then you come out, you be like, whoa, I feel clean as a whistle. So you just
Mm-hmm.
can blow straight through it, and the process not bad, but like for me, I gotta go every 3 years or something like that, because we had colon cancer in our family. So when
Okay.
my uncle had colon cancer, we all had to get tested for colon. We had to all go do it. I was lucky. I didn't have any polyps. I think my sister had a couple polyps they had to remove. Thank God it was no cancerous. So it was like you have to take care. You have to know your family history for one. If you don't know your family history, you need to know the history that you can get
Yep.
involved with.
Yep.
Um, that colonoscopy is important, and your doctor will tell you to go, and they are lowering the age for you to go before you're way before 50 now, because it's important that you find out, because what it is, sometimes we find out too late, and then at this point it's a whole different situation when you have to go through that part of it. But
And if you
take care of
don't know your history, start recording the history for future
yeah.
generations. That's
Mm-hmm.
why my YouTube space, whatever it is, I'm putting it here. I have really good conversations with my kids because, like I said, my mom can't tell me a lot about her past. She doesn't remember, and I can't force her to remember, but I can start where we are today and create
Mm-hmm.
a space for my kids so we can have conversations. If you, like Foxy said, she goes every 3 years because there's a history in her family. Even if you don't know your history, y'all, start mapping your story. Future
Mm-hmm.
generations need to know what their history, what their DNA holds, what their medical charts, what it looks like, so they can prepare and not react to health concerns.
All right.
And I think
So
that's it, Foxy. I know you gotta go, girl. Did you
we
want
I
to add any
believe
last minute things?
I think, thank you everyone who came into this conversation. And for the replay game, if there's any questions that you want for either of us, just drop it in the chat. So once we see it, we'll come in and answer your questions for you. But like we said, this is from our personal experiences. And I
Exactly. And we
think that
haven't had all the experiences. This is just what we've been through.
what we've been through. So if you have any other thing that you want to add to the comments, just do so, because we love to hear. And also, if you want to see something from us, let us know, because we don't have a problem coming talking about anything of all the things of the world and around the world. And like right now, my new favorite song is Beyonce song. I'm sorry, I love it. The word, if you haven't heard that song, listen to it, because the words behind that break my soul is so freaking powerful. It has you thinking like, wow, she touched on all of the things that's going on, everything from mental health to people doing the craziness in the streets. Gotta love it. But other than that, I really appreciate you guys being here with us. We don't come on a lot, but it's something we need to try to rectify. We might try to do more of these conversations. I think it's important that we talk and come on here and just talk. And we love you guys. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Absolutely. We love sharing the knowledge. One of the things that we didn't talk about is arthritis.
Oh
That
yeah,
is huge. High blood
yeah.
pressure, that is
Okay.
huge. Getting
Yeah.
a physical, if you do nothing else for yourself, y'all, you need
Get a fit.
physical yearly. You need a yearly
Yeah.
physical. Go to the dentist every 6 months. Nobody wants halitosis, breath, and bad teeth. Go get your eyes taken care of. As you get older, your eyes are getting older as well, and you will
Hmm.
need bifocals. So get your eyes checked
Yeah.
out, get your physicals, mammograms, OBGYN. You might not like going to the doctor. Black men, please
Please,
go to the doctor.
please go.
Please, we need you to be here. Your kids, your family. They need you to be here. Go to the doctor. Don't be afraid of what the doctor is going to say to you. Use it and do better.
That's
Fruits, vegetables, and water, y'all. That should be the basis of what you eat every single day.
and a
Fruit,
touch
vegetables, and water.
water. And to touch back on the men's, please go, because if I wasn't the type of wife to be on top of my husband's health care, he probably wouldn't be with me today. And that's one of the best things that you can do, regardless if they like to do it or not. And they can be mad at you. You don't give a damn. You do what you need to do, because that helped me get through what we're going through. And I'm glad that I was forceful and we made this happen, because black men don't like to go to the doctor. You make them go, and then that's when they find all the stuff, and you get stuff happen, because men, you are so easy to get prostate cancer. You don't even know it. Just go get the cough check. Just go take care of yourself along with the women. We pray and we beg you just to take care of yourself, because you have to be here for somebody. Like, I need to prolong my life, because I have a daughter. I have a daughter. I have a stepdaughter. I have step kids. I have grandkids on both ends with my daughter and my grandkids. We have to be here for them, because these babies are growing up in a fucked up world, and we know it.
We
So we
see it.
need to be here, and we see it now. So we're trying to protect them, but we need to be here for them. So please take care of your mental, take care of your body, and remember, water, fruits, and vegetables is your friend. As I
My,
hula hoop through my day and go on my mini diet, no, my
in
part of
moderation.
diet.
Absolutely.
Moderate.
All right, we love y'all. Foxy got something to do, and I need to do whatever I need to do. Love y'all. Mwah. Bye, guys.